Nation army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette.
Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
Hello, Peter.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Multiverse of Movies show. My name is Isaac, and I'm your host for today's Multiverse of Movies. We do have a guest in the back. Eddie's in the back. But I'm first going to answer. You're probably wondering, why am I starting so early? I've never started so early. But the reason why I'm starting early today is because later tonight I have plans, and I feel bad because yesterday I wasn't able to stream. Now, oh crap! I'm just now realizing my quality looks terrible. Why does it look terrible? As long as you guys can hear my audio, I guess. But anyways, actually, you know what? I'll just try seeing if stopping the camera works. But anyways, yesterday I wasn't able to stream last night, and even though I promised that every day I would try doing a stream at least Mondays through Fridays, yesterday when I was coming home from work, my tire popped, and I was really pissed because I only have like an hour time from leaving work to the stream, and the tire popped. It took so long because I didn't even have the tools with me. It's so frustrating. But hey, today I gotta redeem. I gotta redeem y'all. I gotta redeem myself. I gotta at least put up a stream. We already have some Batman early screenings. I mean, not early screenings, early reactions. I'm gonna watch it Tuesday. So on Monday, we're gonna be doing a pregame show. But first of all, let's give a warm round of applause for Eddie. Eddie, what's up? How are you doing, man?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, and let's start off the stream with the clip I keep playing.
In my mind's eye,
Oh, crap, it won't.
Kenobi. Kenobi!
Oh crap,
That
I
was a good
accidentally
scene.
double clicked it. But anyways, we see SSJK Dots in the chat. What's up, SSJK Dots? Why is it taking so long to click? Yeah, I gotta put it up every time to hype people up. But for some reason it takes so long just to click on stuff. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, we have some Batman early reactions. So I'm gonna try pulling up the article right now. All right, Google Chrome tab. All right, there it is. It says from comicbook.com. It says the Batman early reactions dub Pattinson your new favorite Dark Knight. Early reviews for Warner Bros. And DC films. The Batman suggests DC fans will soon have a new favorite Dark Knight actor in Robert Pattinson. That's a high bar right there. But it says early reactions are beginning to trickle in for Warner Brothers and DC films. The Batman, with the highest praise of being directed towards Robert Pattinson's Caped Crusader. NTV UK shared a handful of reactions following the premiere in London on February 23rd. Matt Reeves delivered a nail-biting, gritty, and fun Batman coming-of-age story. MTV Movies' Hannah Flint shared. Unilad went on to call the Batman absolutely euphoric, with Total Film calling it sensational, Empire declaring it gripping, and Insider boldly claiming Robert Pattinson will be your new favorite Batman. And then you see this post on Instagram that says the Batman reviews are in, and it looks like we're in for a hell of a ride. And it says the Batman was originally envisioned as a DC extended universe film starring Ben Affleck, who was also we don't need to read that. We already know that. But yeah, this is interesting because this isn't just any character. This is Batman. He's a generational character. With characters like Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, Val Kilmer. I mean, I know people don't like George Clooney, but even George Clooney is a big actor. So the fact that we've had
Um, yeah, I don't know what happened to Isaac. Apparently, his streamer kicked him out. But no, when it comes to the title of Better than the Dark Knight, all the articles from the past years have been saying the same thing. It's better than the Dark Knight. They apply it to every DC movie. They said it to Aquaman, Shazam, even Zack Snyder's Justice League, any of that. They always say better than the Dark Knight. That's the headline they always use when it comes to DC movies. But when it comes to the Batman, because it is a Batman obviously movie, comparing it to another movie, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, I think the Batman will be better than the Dark Knight. I think this is when you can actually use that phrase, better than the Dark Knight. But usually when it comes to DC movies, people think of one of the best ones. They think of the Dark Knight. Yeah, some people say stuff like Zack Snyder's Justice League or BBS. But no, they usually use that phrase when it comes to comparing other DC movies when it comes to quality. But I think that the Batman will be better than the Dark Knight. I think it will be more emotional, more high in depth. It'll be more complex when it comes to the story. When it comes to stuff like the Riddler is a good example. We don't know what's gonna happen when it comes to that character. He's probably gonna be compelling. He's probably gonna have to make us think. Yes, the character of Batman, obviously he's a detective, and they're gonna play on that aspect of him in the movie. That we're finally gonna see a full-fledged detective when it comes to Batman. Yes, we've seen it before with Bale and Affleck, but not for a whole narrative we haven't. So I think that will play into that. I think look, it's a Batman movie. Obviously, Batman could be serious, tough, and all that stuff. But I think it will play on the emotional side too when it comes to Alfred and Bruce's relationship, or even the relationship with Selena. What we're gonna see there. I think it's gonna have lots of stuff in the movie that will be pleasing to the general audience. And like I said, the critics are liking it so far. For the ones who have seen it, they just can't review it yet because the embargo doesn't lift yet. But which is fine. Which is fine. I can only speculate. There was one critic that said something though, but he deleted it quick. But I made a video about it. But no, I think it's to be a better movie than a Dark Knight. Even though they have to stop using that comparison for every DC movie. Even though this one I think applies that since they're both Batman movies.
Yeah, I feel like ever since Aquaman came out, every time a DC movie comes out, it's always this movie's as good as or is the best DC movie since The Dark Knight. Every
Yeah.
movie, like I remember even seeing an article of one for Wonder Woman 84 prior to before I even saw it, and then I watched it. I'm like, really? I mean, I know it's subjective, but I don't know. It's a weird comparison. But let me try catching up to some comments. We have Snyder Steppenwolf here in the chat. Warner Brothers took him out. Well, imagine some I don't know Hamada or something. I don't. Although it would be weird if Hamada took me out since I do praise him sometimes. But Paul Dano attacking Isaac Stream. Yeah, Riddler showing up. And it says Dark Knight is overrated in my opinion. I like Batman Begins is better. I feel like I've heard that a lot, but Batman being overrated I mean, not Batman, Dark Knight. That's not something you hear common, but I have heard recently a lot of people saying they prefer Batman Begins because, to be fair, Batman Begins does feel more like a Batman film than Dark Knight. But I still prefer Dark Knight. Um, when the pandemic, around early pandemic, it was October 2020. I remember for it was the anniversary of Batman. I remember at the Cinemark near me, they were actually playing The Dark Knight. So for the first time, I was able to see The Dark Knight in a theater, which it was amazing because I was when I think it came out 2008. I was like 6 years old at the time, so I, I wouldn't even if I had seen it in theaters, I probably wouldn't have remembered. But Eddie, what is your favorite Batman movie?
When it comes to my favorite Batman movie, live action, right? That's what you live action.
You can say both. I gotta send
Um,
Andrew the link.
yeah. Um, no, when it comes to live action, I probably will say um the Dark Knight because it really is a good movie. I don't. Yeah, yes, you could talk about it being overrated stuff like that, but it's still pretty good. Good movie. Animation. I don't know. It's harder when it comes to that because I like stuff like Max of the Phantasm or the Dark Knight Returns Part One. And two. Yeah, it's definitely hard to decide, but no, I think this movie is probably be my favorite. Yes, I've been arrogant about it, saying it's to make $1 billion, that it'll be critically praised by the critics and audiences alike and all that stuff, which I do believe is gonna happen. And obviously, they're already thinking of they're in early developments for a sequel, and obviously there's a spin-off of GCPD show that's gonna be on HBO Max. So they definitely WB definitely has faith in the franchise because now it is an
Mhm.
official franchise now. But no, I hope that movie makes me say, oh no, this is the best Batman movie and DC movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, and to me, the trailers that especially that first DC fandom, because I was already excited for Batman. I know I was disappointed that they were not going to have Ben Affleck in it. But Matt Reeves, what he did with the Planet of the Apes trilogy, and to me, the whole time I was thinking, if you can do this with an ape like Caesar, imagine what you can do with the most popular fictional character of all time, Batman. And then when we heard Pattinson, so I know a lot of people when they heard Pattinson, they were like Twilight Boy,
Yeah,
Twilight this. I was lucky enough that just enough time before it got casted, I had already seen a couple of movies, and so I already knew, I already knew a little bit about Robert Pattinson's acting. So when I saw his casting, I was excited. But also, Andrew, what's up, Andrew? How are you doing, man?
Hey guys,
And he's got a perfect image with the Michael Keane Batman logo.
well I
Is
know
that your favorite Batman?
it's one of them. My second's Affleck, and my third's Bale.
Nice. Yeah, mine's Affleck, but I always to me it's hard to choose between Keane and Bale when it comes to second place.
Yeah,
But let
I
me try.
switched to his logo because of the topic's Batman.
Yeah, it's a perfect logo. And let's see what comments I'm missing. I'm surprised how many people are here because I planned this last
Ignore
second.
him. I'm gonna ignore that.
um, oh, I just saw it. Okay, it says no one thinks BVS is the best DC
Hey,
movie.
I
no,
like.
you'll be
I think that
surprised.
movie. Well,
You'll be
here's the thing. I think
surprised.
that
I,
movie has good moments.
to be
You'll
fair,
be
it is one of my
surprised.
favorite comic book movies of all time. Well, my favorite movie of all time is Zack Snyder's Justice League,
Ooh,
which everyone
nice.
finds it surprising. Um, but yeah, yeah, BVS. I think is, I would say BVS is probably my third favorite comic book movie. My second would be, I think Andrew could. Andrew loves this movie. Obviously, Spider-Man 2.
That's
Um,
one of mine too. One of my
yeah,
others is I think it's the original '89 Batman with Tim Burton.
yeah. I think they're both great movies, but to me, I think Spider-Man 2. So obviously, I can't keep track, but I think Spider-Man 2 is probably the movie I've rewatched most in my life, just
Oh,
because I've
that's
been seeing
cool.
it since I was a little kid. I remember my parents would just play just to get me to shut up when I was younger.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm personally stoked for the
Oh, I'm
Batman. Hey,
excited
I
too.
think I am. Let me check the poll. I made a poll and it says early reviews got you excited. We
I
got
clicked
11
on it. I
votes.
said yes.
Yeah, 91% say yes, 9% say no. I'm gonna assume 9% means one person, but and we have 9 likes. Thank you guys for supporting. But let's try catching up. Zoe Kravitz will be the best Catwoman. Mark my
I
Oh,
think
words.
so too.
I think she looks cool.
I mean, I'm more of like Michelle Pfeiffer from Batman
Yeah,
Returns.
She's a Michelle Pfeiffer's. I would say that's my favorite live action Catwoman. I didn't really like Anne Hathaway because it felt like she was barely in Dark Knight Rises. Um, but I do think Zoe Kravitz has high potential. It does seem like they're going to focus a lot on her and Batman's dynamic, and there are some rumors that she might get her own spin-off
Which
series.
is weird because this movie we're gonna see next week is getting so many spin-offs when the movie's not yet out yet.
Yeah, we already have the Penguin, then we have
We got the
the
Gotham
GCPD.
PD.
Yeah, and I feel like there's going to be more maybe later on.
What's next? An Alfred spin-off?
Get it like an origin story, seeing where
I mean,
Alfred
we
came
had
from.
Alfred Origin. That was the Pennyworth show on the Epics.
Yeah. But anyways, it's Snyder Stefano says exactly. Batman Begins, in my opinion, feels more like Gotham.
Oh,
It
I
feels
agree
more
with this
comic
statement.
booky than The Dark Knight. I still love The Dark Knight, but I like Batman Begins. And yeah, like I said earlier, I think even though I do love Dark Knight more than Batman Begins, one thing that Batman Begins does have more is it feels more Batman-like, and it feels
Yeah,
like Gotham
even a
feel.
better Batman costume.
Yeah, and oh yeah, he looks much buffer in the first movie than the second, which
Yeah,
I
because
think
could
that
you
was
see
Nolan.
like in the training sequences that the League of Shadows spell has got a buff.
Yeah, and the suit I'll also admit does look much more
Yeah,
badass.
they even said in the behind the scenes like the Batman Begins suit made him look more like a panther, like he pounced on someone.
Yeah, and yeah, I agree with that take. Batman Begins, I love it. I need to rewatch it because I'm gonna watch it on Tuesday. Yesterday I did watch Batman '89, and today I'm
Oh,
gonna try watching Batman Returns.
yeah, a friend of mine's reviewing the old films to get ready for the Batman next week.
Yeah, I was planning on doing a reviews, but it's just I have very little time, and I want to
By the way,
focus on doing streams. But
the thumbnail of your video better than the Dark Knight question.
yeah, I always do that for my thumbnails. I'll just put like a quote that I read, and then just put it there.
Wait, the
You
early
know,
reviews say it's better than Dark Knight?
well, some of them do. Some are saying Pattinson will be your favorite Batman. Some will say it's better than Dark Knight. I honestly don't know. The trailers have looked really good, but that Dark Knight level to me seems very. I feel like every time a DC movie comes out, ever since like Aquaman 2018,
Yeah.
we've kept seeing that. And I mean, I don't get me wrong. I want to see a movie better than Dark Knight, but I remember for Spider-Man No Way Home, a lot of early reviews were saying best Spider-Man movie, and to me, it's not a top five Spider-Man film. But I still love No Way Home. Don't get me wrong, but
Oh, I did too. I mean, I was the only reason why I know it was the only film I liked with Tom Holland because they brought back the other guys.
they brought back Toby Ninja, which I actually have an image right
I
here.
saw
Yeah,
the image. Oh,
yeah.
I mean, well, that is one, but the image I'm thinking of is different. That's good.
Oh, the new ones
Yeah,
they
let me
showed them
find it.
pointing at each other.
Here, let me find it.
That was supposed to be yesterday's stream, but I had an
Hold
emergency.
on. Let's see.
But
Ah,
let's
here
try
it is.
getting into
Let
comments.
me share my screen.
Derpy Gaming says, "Hello, what's up, Derpy?" And then Anthony says, "Yo, what's up?" And Anthony says, "Is that woke, Eddie?"
That's funny.
Dang. And what are the comments? Okay, Snyder Stefano says, "Dark Knight Returns Part One and Part Two are masterpieces. Batman Bad Blood, Under the Red Hood, Mask of Phantasm, and Batman Gotham by Gaslight '89, Return of Joker, all goated." That's an awesome list. My favorite, besides no live action movies, my favorite animated or not animated, my favorite comic book of all time that's Batman related is is The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh,
I
that's a
think it's
good
one of the
one.
greatest stories,
Yeah, so
Batman related stories.
this was the
And
picture
yeah,
I was talking about.
oh yeah,
Yeah, this looks awesome.
yeah. That was supposed to be the thumbnail yesterday. It was because they announced when the Blu-ray's coming out, which I got to go pre-order mine already. But
My mom already did mine for a website called Movies Anywhere.
that's awesome. But
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's the picture I was talking about.
it's so cool to see them all. Like it's funny because like 2 years ago, if you had said they were all going to be in a movie together,
People
it
will
would have
think like,
sounded
"Oh, that's
stupid.
just a fantasy. That's just real. That's just a dream."
Yeah, I still remember when I first heard about it. It was after we had gone the news for Electro, uh, coming back in the movie because he was the first announcement, and then we had Alfred Molina's Doc Ock get announced, and at
When I
that
saw
point,
that,
it
I
was
was
like a
happy.
bat signal, kind of saying, "Hey, this is a big tease. Like, how would they bring in Jamie Foxx and
Yeah, I
Alfred
was gonna
Molina
say
and
like,
not bring?"
if you're bringing in the villains, why not bring back the dude to follow them?
Yeah, when I first heard Jamie Foxx, what I assumed because at that time it still felt impossible getting all three of them together. What I had assumed was that when Jamie Foxx was casted, is it was going to be like a new version, kind of like J.K. Simmons with J. Jonah Jameson. But then after Alfred Molina, I'm like, all right, this isn't a coincidence anymore. But yeah, Sub Anthony, Sub Derpy, and then Anthony says Reeves ready confirm the Penguin show and the
Penguin
Gotham
show.
PD
Oh
show.
my god.
Yeah, we already have a lot of spin-offs, and the Gotham
Jeez.
PD show yesterday. Now that they have in early talks to do a Catwoman spin-off,
Can I
which
just
will
say,
be
all
perfect.
these spin-off shows right here, all coming out of a movie that's not even out yet.
Warner Bros. Does seem very confident in it. It seems like, because a lot of movies nowadays they don't put out their reviews until like a couple of days prior to the movie coming out. Even Venom: Let There Be Carnage, it was like the day before, but the Batman, they were ready to just have the reviews out a week prior. They seem confident. The early screening is another risk. There's a lot of things they're taking. Even the first teaser came out in 2020, and right now we're in 2022. And I know that wasn't on purpose, because obviously they didn't know they were going to have to push the movie away, but due to the pandemic. But seeing all these spin-offs, because we know the Penguin and Gotham PD is confirmed. Catwoman is still rumored, but I think they are going to make a Catwoman, and I think later on maybe we'll get other spin-offs. I mean, they even released like a prequel book where they showed a little bit of the Riddler's origins, Bruce Wayne's origins, and all that. Um, and yeah, it says Bale Batman is ass. That's a hot take. I'll admit the only thing I don't like about the Bale Batman is some of the fighting scenes aren't very good, but
Yeah,
besides everything else, I love.
I think the only time Bale got his time to shine and was only good was in Begins.
Yeah, and I will admit, as much as I like Christian Bale, I do think in The Dark Knight he was
He was
outshined
kind
by
of
such a great
shafted. He was
performance.
kind of shafted this time.
Yeah, it was
It was more
Heath
of a
Ledger's
Joker movie.
Joker.
In fact, this is kind of similar to the '89 movie, because people say the '89 Batman movie is more of a Joker movie than a Batman movie.
Oh yeah, I will admit Batman 89 also has the same thing where my favorite thing about it was Jack Nicholson's portrayal of Joker.
Yeah, because every Batman movie, ever other than Begins, was only
Mhm.
caring about the villains,
Yeah.
not Batman himself.
And the Batman trailer, it does seem like Riddler is going to be a great villain, but it does seem like they're focusing insanely on Bruce Wayne's psychology,
Yeah,
on,
yeah. Well, that
his
reminds me.
feeling.
A clip came out today where the scene where the cops get him at the cafe, but we actually see his
Mhm.
face this time.
Oh wait, really? I haven't seen
Yeah,
that yet.
we see
I
Paul Dano's face.
I would play it, but I fear I would get copyrighted. So I'll try watching it after.
Yeah, okay, I mean, other clips came out where it showed Alfred talking to Bruce in the cave, where Selena's fighting Batman, and when Penguin's getting chased by him in the Batmobile,
Yeah, I did see the one on Jimmy Kimmel show last week
where
where it
Batman
shows.
punched Gordon.
Yeah, it's so funny. I got to get that clipped. But it was so funny seeing that out of
Yeah,
context.
I can imagine someone clipping that and make it like the Adam West where he punches him and gets the Biff Sam pow.
And then have like the Batman theme playing.
Yeah,
And
where he's
then have
running.
them walk at the side of a building.
Yeah.
But let's see what comment. Signer Stefan Wolf says Zack Snyder's Justice League BVS. I mean, considering that Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite movie of all time, I would say yeah, but I love BVS too.
Yeah, I like both too.
Yeah, and then we have Lit Alex. BVS is great. I love BVS. Do you any of you guys like BVS, or do you have mixed
I did.
division?
It had some good moments. I love Ben Affleck. I thought the fight scene between him and Superman were good. It's got some good moments.
Yeah. What about you, Eddie? What do you think about BVS?
Oh no, the only see, that's why.
I think the problem was he wanted more Batman killing.
No, the thing about it, no, I have no.
You wanted him to have like more
You want
grenade
them to shoot
rocket
people like the
launchers.
Punisher.
The no, that scene was cool, but and that was like the dream, so it didn't really count anyway. But I mean, the stuff with the Batmobile, yes, he was killing people there, and that Batmobile chase scene. But no, when it comes to BVS, I just think of it more as I think a lot of people will agree. It's for the people who are negative against it. It's a bad movie with lots of cool Batman shit in it. Which I agree. I mean, look, if not another word is a a cool Batman movie inside a boring Superman story, which is
Boring Superman story. Oh
like I
wow.
said, Batman was the highlight of that movie. I think everyone would agree with that. Even the people who hated it were like, "Oh shit, Batman was awesome." But then obviously there was another side, of people were like, "Oh, Batman is killing. What kind of shit is this? Fuck you, Zack Snyder."
Uh,
Which is
that was
lots of
getting
people did.
annoying.
Lots of people did complain about that. That's how people are not used to seeing
And
something
people
like
forget
that.
that Keaton and Bale killed too.
Oh yeah, especially Keaton.
No, Keaton,
Yeah,
yes,
like he put a bomb on dude's chest and
yeah,
smiled.
no, I know about that. The Bell thing, like I said, I know I can't recall anything else. I know the thing about letting Rich go die, like
Pushed Harvey Dent off a building, off a ledge, and he blew up the Leo Shadow's embassy.
Yeah,
I don't know who really died when it comes. But besides that, he like it doesn't it doesn't matter when it comes to that. But yes, it's better not. It's better just to move on and stay on topic because I don't want to talk about BBS.
Yeah.
all right, let's move on.
All right.
Snyder Stefano says Zack Snyder's Justice League equals Man of Steel, both equally masterpieces. I love both. Man of Steel was one of the first movies that ever taught me about my appreciation for cinema. Um, it was, I think I was like 11 years old. I saw it like opening weekend in theater. It was one of the first movies that ever made me think that movies can be more than just entertainment. But yeah, I love them both. Not equally. I still have more of a love for Zack Snyder's Justice League, but hey, it is what it is. Snyder, that would be amazing. BVS started COVID. And then Rayan says hello. What's up, Rayan, man? Um oh, by the way, I just realized Rayan can never come on my streams late at night because for him it's like 3 a.m. So
Oh
this
really?
benefits him right now. Oh no. Uh
What?
Andrew Snyder,
Oh,
Spider-Man 2 is
okay. I
overrated.
disagree
Spider-Man
with
1.
this statement. Both are good.
I love both. I think I mean I do think Spider-Man 2 is the better film. Because you see more of Toby, more of Peter's story, more of Peter
I
struggling.
agree with that.
And I do think what I guess I like it a little more because he's out of high school and you see him struggling with college life, balancing being a superhero while also trying to be Peter
Yeah, I
Parker.
don't see that in the other guys.
Yeah, and the main thing I like about Spider-Man 2 is when he stops being Spider-Man, Peter Parker's life is better.
Yeah,
Um,
but life in New York is worse because crime goes up.
yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love Spider-Man 1, but I feel like
I do
Spider-Man
too.
2 emphasized that too,
Yeah,
like a lot more.
the second one takes what people liked about the first one and made it better.
Yeah, I'm gonna try inviting SSJK Dots because
Only one K that's on there. Okay.
yeah, I've never had him on. He's a pretty good guy, so I'm gonna try sending it to him. And yeah,
He says check Twitter, Isaac.
yeah, I just sent him the message. But anyways, yeah, Spider-Man 2. I it's Spider-Man 2 is one of those few movies that I can rewatch, and even though I've seen it so many times, every time I watch it, I love it more. But let me try catching up to some comments. I'm not wearing hockey
Oh
pads.
no. Well,
I
well,
love that.
Benson's like hockey pads.
And then Rachel, where's
Virgil.
Rachel? I love that. Like I get what they were
If
going
it
for.
weren't for I just thought something in the Bale Batman. If it weren't for her, Bale wouldn't have retired being Batman. He would have still kept doing it.
Yeah. um and it's you know, even though I love Christian Bale's Batman and I love what Christopher Nolan did, the only two small, they're more nitpicks to me, but the only two little complaints I have is the voice sometimes can come off. There's times where he comes off as badass, like especially in Batman Begins when he carries the bad guy from like upside down, and
Where are
he's
the
like,
other drugs going?
"Swear to me" or something like that. I
Where
love
the
that.
cop?
Yeah, and like his voice sometimes is badass and sometimes it's not. But let's see. Black Rock 316 says, "Love the Dark Knight, but that movie along with Dark Knight Rises don't like the look of Gotham City." Look,
Yeah, it looks more like Chicago.
yeah. What's funny? I actually I think like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I went to Chicago and I got to be in the street where the 18 wheeler fell
Oh,
in
when the
Dark
truck
Knight.
flipped over.
Yeah, it was badass to see that. There wasn't any signs or anything, but
It would have been if they did have a sign, it'd be like this is the street where the Joker's truck flipped over in the Dark Knight.
yeah, and I remember I asked my older sister. She's not from Chicago. She's from like Wisconsin, but she goes to Chicago because it's like an hour away. I asked her why do they always film why did they film the Dark Knight trilogy here? And she basically said, "Well, Chicago is basically Gotham." Yeah, and
Nice.
then Anthony Belcher says Dark Knight Rises is garbage. I like Dark Knight Rises. I will admit there are some plot holes. Like for example, uh, why did all the cops go underground? Like every single cop in
Yeah, like,
Gotham,
why?
and I found that weird. And then Bane has like a doomsday clock,
Oh,
and he
hold on,
just
let me come
waits.
on okay, that's real quick. He said Batman had to retire because he was public enemy number one in Gotham. He couldn't offer his Batman smoothly if his relationship with the GCPD started. Well, here's the thing, dude. There are some versions where the cops don't trust him, but he still operates as a crusader, despite what the cops think of him. I mean, look at Mask of the Phantasm. You saw the way the cops tried to go after him in there. He was still Batman.
Yeah, and
I just wanted to comment on okay, that's his question.
yeah, and then Rayan over here debates Anthony, and he says the Dark Knight Rises is goaded. Also, this is
Oh,
JK Dots. How are you,
no,
man?
speaking the devil.
What's
What's
up,
up,
man?
everybody?
It's
Hey,
the
What's up,
first
bro?
time he's on here. This is actually the most people I've had in a panel because just recently I started inviting people. Um, but let's
as
see
you
what
said, okay,
comments.
I just answered your comment.
What did you say?
I said that there are times, sure, his relationship with the GCPD was tarnished, but there are other versions where that has happened too, but he still operates. I mean, look at Mask of the Phantasm. The cops were after him in that, but he was still.
No, I'm not saying he couldn't be Batman, but what I'm saying is he cannot do freely what he wants to do if he's being hunted 24/7 every day by the police.
To be
No.
fair, and like
Well, I feel
Batman,
like maybe that wouldn't have happened if you like.
I mean, if they was honest, if they didn't lie and they
Yeah,
said
they should have said Harvey Dent killed those people.
right, but remember, Batman was more worried about let's keep up this lie because it's going to keep the peace. So we can push this act that can stop crime. And for those next 8 years, crime dropped heavily.
Yeah, I guess
Because of
that's
Harvey
an
Dent's act.
issue I have with that.
So it was dishonest, but Batman was like, let's look at the bigger picture of what this can do. He was
Yeah,
willing
well,
to be
I guess that's just one
an
issue
enemy.
I have with those movies.
Yeah.
I can. I was kind of iffy about it, but I was like, I like it because Batman is taking all that blame. He's taking all that blame, even though it's not true. It's not true. He didn't kill him, but just to keep the peace and protect Gotham, he would be willing to become the enemy of Gotham.
I guess.
It'll be the hero that Gotham needs, not the one it
Not the one it
deserves. I love that scene.
Dad, why is he running?
Because we have to chase him.
All right. It says my guy who says it says no one will say Twilight Boy after seeing this.
Oh, yeah,
People still keep saying that for some reason.
there's people
Yeah.
who already have a narrative against this movie. You know, and even some specific people on Twitter are just probably like
Snyder
afterwards.
fans.
Afterwards, when it comes out, they're gonna say it's ass. Or they're just saying, it's Batfleck all day. You still see those people.
Well, here's the thing.
Which is fine.
Here's the thing. Like with me, when it comes to like actors who portray like the same hero, like multiple actors, I'm okay when it's multiple people. Like with Batman, like I like Affleck and Troy Pattinson. Same with Superman. But there are certain characters that, in my eyes, are only like one guy, like Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and Spider-Man and Toby. Yeah, but that's how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just the more the merrier.
To be fair with Captain America, he did have 2 live action appearances.
Oh, we don't count that 1990 movie.
But those adaptations sucked. But still, there was that prior history. But still,
I get that. But we don't count that 1990 movie.
Chris Evans is the definitive Captain America, though.
Yeah. If you all seen that 1990 movie, Captain America costume has rubber ears and the Red Skull's Italian.
What about what's that new guy in Falcon and Winter Soldier? I forgot.
Oh.
John Walker.
Oh, John Walker?
The actor's name is White Russell.
I loved U.S. Agent in that show. He was missing.
He's like, I'm Captain America.
I like his story. Like
Looks like Nerdman wants to join on.
Nerdman. Who is that? Wait, what's his YouTube name?
Hot Tech Tuesdays.
Hey, but I'll say this: if you guys might agree, I see what they were trying to do with U.S. Agent. They was trying to make him a douchey person like he was in the comics, but I felt like they made him like Peacemaker, not comedic and funny, but how much of a douche Peacemaker was, and you know that American Pride BS.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would have bought U.S. Agent more. But actually, you kind of like sympathize with the dude because it's like he's trying his best to be Captain America. Sam and Bucky is not giving him a chance to keep on being douchey to him. He literally helps Bucky get out of jail and stuff. And it's like, what the heck? It's like this dude's not even a douchebag.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
That's why I said when James Gunn Suicide Squad came out, I was like, this is Peacemaker. This is how you should have done U.S. Agent, just like Peacemaker.
and then Snyder Stefan says No Way Home's a masterpiece. Look, I like No Way Home.
I wouldn't say masterpiece.
To me, it's not a top 5 best Spider-Man movie.
I put
it's
it
not
in
even
my
my favorite
five
Holland one.
list.
My favorite Holland one is still Homecoming. And
No Way Home
to me, it doesn't
crack.
crack. Yeah, like to me, No Way Home's major problem was how it began. It was the first 10 minutes. I remember, I was hyped the entire year for No Way Home, like most people were. And then I go to the theater and I watch for the first 10 minutes and I'm cringing. I'm like because I don't like Far From Home, but I love Homecoming. And then I'm getting the same vibes from Far From Home within the first 10 minutes. And I literally was like, oh, don't tell me this is going to disappoint me. But I still ended up liking the rest of the movie. I do like the second half of the movie when you see
when the multiverse stuff kicks in.
Especially my favorite part is when Peter loses Aunt May. And you have this moment, this montage.
Here's the thing about that. That scene did not hit me as other people have.
It didn't? I will say the scene that hit me most was when Toby talks to Tom for the first time.
Oh, that scene hit me.
And he's like, I lost my Uncle Ben. And then it pops to Andrew, and then Andrew says, I lost my Gwen. And you can tell all of them are kind of like in a position of sadness. And then after that, it gets to all fun and awesome. But to me, No Way Home, as much as I like it, and it deserves the success it got. But to me, it's not a top 5 best Spidey film.
No,
let me try sending the link.
I don't think it's a masterpiece. I still got certain movies over it. You know, hot take. I kind of like Spider-Man 3 a little bit more.
Ooh,
but
I agree with that.
It's in my top 5, but it's like my last of my top 5. I've never made Spider-Man 1 over it because
I always have the image ready.
No Way Home is Tom Holland's best Spider-Man movie in my opinion.
Yeah, it's the only good movie. No Way Home is the only good movie I like to Tom Holland.
But if you really look at it, like in this, you know, I'm being fair with these multiverse type of movies. These movies is really banking on the fan service and nostalgia.
Well, here's the thing: like, No Way Home was fan service.
Even the Flash movie could have this problem. Even Doctor's Multiverse of Madness got this problem.
In fact,
because when I walked away from this movie, I'm over like, dang, Andrew Garfield was barely in the movie, and I was like, wow, he was the best part of the movie for me.
Of my Spider-Man movies. I wanted to bring it up.
I like Tom Holland in the film, but Andrew Garfield, he was the best part of the movie for me when I walked away from that movie. And a lot of stuff he did was a lot of stuff he did was.
Hey Isaac, thanks for having me on, bro.
No problem, man.
So, Isaac,
this is the most I've ever had people.
List of movies. Just one to show real quick.
All right. I would, to me, when No Way Home, I think Spider-Man 2 obviously is my favorite. Yeah. Then I would put the first TASM movie, then the first Sam Raimi Spidey film. Then I would say Spider-Man Homecoming, because I know a lot of people don't. Not a lot of people, but some people don't like it.
You're saying the Amazing Spider-Man over it, right?
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man is my second favorite Spider-Man movie.
It's good, right? It's good. I don't know what people are talking about with that movie.
Yeah, I love it. I'll admit the second one did. I still like the second one, but it did drop off form. But I will disagree on Spider-Man 3 being like, to me, No Way Home's not a perfect movie. I just pointed out some flaws. But there are also some plot holes.
But you're putting Into the Spider-Verse over it, right?
Oh wait, I just remembered. Oh no, okay, so let me change it. Into the Spider-Verse is my second favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. I was thinking about live action, but yeah, Into the Spider-Verse would be my
Here.
second
If
Spidey
you want
film
to know
of all time.
my list, I have it right
Your
here.
list is exactly the same as mine. Exactly the same. So.
Copy and paste.
Yeah, if you want to know what my list for the ranking is, I have it right here. It's got Sherman.
All right. And then we have Snyder Stefan says Andrew Garfield is my Spider-Man. He's full on the Spider-Man from the Ultimate Spider-Man universe. Look, and Andrew Garfield's not my favorite. I already said Tobey Maguire is
Not
my
my
favorite.
favorite either.
But if I'm talking just specifically on acting wise, I gotta give it to Andrew. But just acting, not like story, plot, everything.
Yeah, story plot goes to.
Yeah, but Toby's still my favorite, and also
Yes,
I won't even lie to you.
I won't say that because like Spider-Man 2, like he gives a hell of a performance.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Of all time.
And Spider-Man 1. I mean, it's not like he's bad.
Okay, hold on a second. What did you say, Alex? He did not. No one outshined anyone. All three had their moments to shine. No one outshined anyone. So shut your mouth. I'm joking.
Yeah, but Andrew Garfield to me, and also not just as Spider-Man, but I'm talking outside of like Spider-Man roles. To me, Andrew Garfield's the one who shines.
Yeah, he's the better actor.
Most. Yeah, especially recently. I don't even like musicals, but I just ended up watching Tick Tick Boom, and I really liked him in it.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm going to now look at the chat because people are hating on him now.
He's a great actor. You know, the thing that sold me, and I always say this is like the best Spider-Man, like pure Spider-Man from a comic scene, is where in the Amazing Spider-Man where there's the guy who's stealing the car. The guy who's stealing the car, and he comes out and he starts going, you know, he just starts like mocking him and shit like that in just pure Spider-Man way. And it's not corny, it's cool. That's the difference. Like Toby didn't even try and do the jokes because
Okay, time out for a second there, man. You are wrong, sir.
No, he did drama. He did.
If you rewatch those movies, you know that he did do it sometimes.
I'm not saying he never did it, but he didn't like go overboard, right?
Well, he doesn't need to go overboard.
No, of course. But I'm saying in that scene, it was perfectly measured the way Andrew dropped those Spidey jokes, along with just being Spider and having
hold on. Is that Dragonfly?
That being said, in terms of the drama, in terms of like a dramatic performance, I think the Toby's like he's better than all of them. That's how.
Look at that. K-Dot has Drake Bell's Dragonfly from Supergirl movie.
Oh, hot take. Nerdman, you just a hot take. Isaac, I got one. Dragonfly is definitively the best superhero ever created in existence.
Seriously?
You ever heard of Polka Dot Man?
He couldn't even fly in that movie.
What about my man Polka Dot Man?
I'm a superhero! I'm a motherfucking super...
Yeah, that got killed off.
Isaac, I like Polka Dot Man. I wish if you've seen the deleted scene, I wish Gunn kept in that scene where he was talking to the Tinkerer.
Oh yeah,
when he was like trying to dissect Polka Dot Man. He was like trying to dissect Polka Dot Man. I wish he kept that in.
Yeah,
that was for sure needed.
I am not in denial, Stefan Wolf. So you shut your face.
By the way, can I just ask, because the reason I kind of like was really, I got excited when I saw the title of this show. What are you talking about? What reviews? There's reviews out for the Batman?
There's like really early reviews claiming, some of them, not all of them, but some of them are saying it's better than The Dark Knight. And
really?
Some are saying that Pattinson's best. I tried to bring up the article, but for some reason my Google won't let me. Let me see if I can try getting it.
Let me see if I can find it. If you send me a link.
It's from comicbook.com. I believe you can just search up the Batman early reviews, comicbook.com.
Oh,
there's also another.
Okay. Hey, Isaac.
Yeah.
Do me a favor and don't let Snyder Stephen Wolf on because he said he wants to school me, so don't let him.
I mean, it's fun having debates, you know.
Well,
wait, what is he trying to school you on? What is he trying to school you on? There's also an article from Screen Rant. Let me try seeing if I can put that in.
I can't see on comic book. Do you mean comicbookmovie.com or comicbook.com?
Crap. It's cbr.com. I think that was the initials. But I'm also sending you a Screen Rant one. Yeah, I just put it on the private chat. And then Man, I'm losing all the
Okay,
track
I
of the
found it. I
comments.
found it for you. Do you want me to share the
Oh,
screen?
RJ's here.
Yeah, sure.
RJ
see.
says MTV UK leaked out some of the early reactions by accident in the video.
Where's RJ? Oh, there
Oh
he is.
shit! What's
RJ
it
says
saying?
MT.
Oh, it just did this ad blocker bullshit. All right.
Yeah, I hate how
Oh,
these
we got
news
here.
places.
Oh, the ad blocker.
Hey, Snyder Stefan, I
Okay.
don't really want to put it in the chat because I don't want to get too many people. But if you have Instagram, Twitter,
No, please
description down
don't.
below.
Dude's a
If you
piece of
need...
shit. The dude just
Wait, but what is
annoying
he
me.
trying to debate you in? I can't remember what he said.
Dude, please don't. The dude's just gonna be an annoying piece of shit.
Anyways,
All right, let's see what we got here. Your new favorite Dark Knight.
yeah, that's
What?
the one the one I was talking about.
Yeah. So it says early react. Do you want me to read it, or you want to read it?
I can read it.
You can read it.
Oh,
Or
okay.
whichever you
Early
want.
I'll read it.
Early reactions are beginning to trickle in for Warner Brothers and DC films The Batman, with the highest of praise being directed towards Robert Pattinson's Caped Crusader. MTV UK shared a handful of reactions following the premiere in London on February 23rd. Matt Reeves delivers a nail-biting, gritty, and fun Batman coming-of-age story, MTV Movies. Hannah Flint shared, what the hell, Unilad, went on to call the Batman absolutely euphoric, with Total Film calling it sensational, Empire declaring it gripping, and Insider boldly claiming Robert Pattinson will be your new favorite Batman. Fuck. All right,
Yeah.
The Batman was originally envisioned as a DC Extended Universe film starring Ben Affleck. Thank fucking God we didn't get that. Okay, who who would also direct? Sorry, I really have a thing against the idea for the Ben Affleck Batman. It's not like I
come on, dude.
No, I wasn't interested in any of it. I would have rather see the Flash by that black director, like not because he's black, but because it sounded cool. But anyway, the Batman was originally envisioned as DC Extended Universe film starring Ben Affleck, who would also direct, produce, and co-write the project. After Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice and Justice League, however, Warner Brothers' plans began to change, and Affleck was slowly phased out, admittedly of his own volition. I like Ben Affleck as Batman, by the way. I wouldn't mind him continuing in a Snyderverse, but just not having his solo films. Let Pattinson do the solo films.
Come on. People wanted his solo movie to see his potential, because besides, it would have had him against.
I mean, he is my favorite live action Batman.
Of the Arkham Origins teaser trailer.
All right, we can talk about that after. He ain't mine. Reeves was eventually tapped to direct and co-write the film with Mattson Tomlin, and Robert Pattinson was soon cast as the new Bruce Wayne in a movie that was no longer to exist in the DCU proper. Where's all this stuff about it being better than The Dark Knight? Okay, but I'll read this. Do you want me to just continue reading it?
Yeah,
Ben Affleck had been working on a version of the script, Reeves recently explained, and I said, here's the thing, I respect that the DC universe has become an extended universe and all the movies were kind of connected, but another Batman film, it shouldn't have to carry the weight of connecting the characters from all those other movies. I didn't want them in there. Rather than retell the Dark Knight's infamous origin story, the Batman brings fans right into the second year of the crime fighting of his crime fighting as he contends with foes like Oswald Cobblepot the Penguin, Colin Farrell, and Edward Ashton Riddler. The movie also explores Bruce's complicated relationship with the anti-hero Selina Kyle. The character is so well developed in the script, Kravitz said, blah blah blah. It doesn't say anything about it being better than The Dark Knight.
Yeah, well, I saw some of the early reactions comparing it, and for the last few weeks, people have been debating.
Aladdin and Snyder's Devil are conspiring against me.
Wait, but what is he trying to debate you? Snyder Steppenwolf.
Apparently, Snyder says thinks I'm calling him a piece of shit because he thinks Garfield's better than Toby, and he called me a Karen.
Wait, who does he think is better?
Garfield,
Oh,
and he called me a Karen. That piece of
dang.
shit.
Let's see. I'm trying to catch up to some comments. Oh, wait, here's Alex. He says, "I have faith the Batman will compete against Dark Knight." I won't lie to you. I think it will compete. Of course, I have to wait till Tuesday, but it
I
is
think
what
it
it
might
is.
just be on. I think it might be on Batman Begins level, like because the Dark Knight was a
Oh
totally
look,
different
no,
character.
he's giving me a new name now. Now he's gonna be calling me Karen for all of eternity now.
Dang.
But
Yeah.
but
What
yeah,
were you saying, K-Dot?
That's the thing, Isaac.
if-
I have
if
enemies
anything-
now. I hate having enemies.
if
Public
anything,
enemy
I'll
number
probably
one.
compare this movie more to
Yeah.
so the Batman Begins. I compare it to that because that's also another standard, and it's the first outing of Batman in a new trilogy. We know this is going to get a trilogy. I
Yeah,
think
but
it
the
should be
but the
on
thing
par with
is about it though, the Riddler is really what's intriguing because that is a cool
Really?
villain to have.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see Riddler, especially Paul Dano, who one of my favorite performance in all cinema history is in There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis. But even in that movie, even though Daniel Day-Lewis performed the greatest performance to me personally, even in that movie, Paul Dano shined, and to me that speaks
Yeah,
volumes to his acting.
yeah,
But let's try catching up.
I agree with you, man. There Will Be Blood is sick as well. Yeah, and he's really good.
And then
Oh well,
Snyder
see, like I
Stefano
told
says,
you, I have enemies. He hates my guts.
he says, "You think Venom is better than Tasm, so your opinion is
When did I
invalid."
say that? When did I
I
say
don't know. I like the Venom movies, but I wouldn't say any of them are as good as the first Tasm movie. Especially because I have
yeah.
my
Speak that
Blu-ray
truth.
copy of Let There Be Carnage right here.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Yeah, and
Oh, now he's calling me a snowflake.
Snowflake.
Keep,
Oh crap! I haven't
keep
heard
calling me
that term
more
since like
names. That's the whole-
2016.
Hey Isaac, can I be honest, bro? When I got out of the Venom, Let There Be Carnage, bro. Like I swear, all my brain cells like fell out of my head.
I'll admit, there's a stupid scene in it where Carnage he like hacks into a computer,
the internet.
and I'm even though I love the movie, I was
Shut the
like,
fuck up,
what the heck
Stanislav
is
Wolf.
that?
Yeah, because
I'll
I was
tell
like,
you what.
'cause I didn't know. I know about symbiotes, but I didn't know is that a power they got in comics to hack to the internet.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. I like the first like 20 minutes or so. And I like to troll the MCU fans and shit like that. And so I was watching the first 20 minutes and I was like preparing to say how like Venom Let There Be what is it? Venom Let There Be Carnage
Yeah.
is better than every MCU movie. I was already after like
Matthew has more hot takes than me.
after the first 20 minutes, I was like writing my shit. Yeah, I'm gonna really fucking fuck with them this time. Yeah, you know. And then I watched like the next half an hour, and I was like, dude, I can't even do it. Not even on a troll level. I can't even.
I'll
do this on
admit
a troll
the
level.
first Venom movie,
I
the
think
very first one, my biggest problem with it is that I don't really like
Too
criticizing
jokey.
actors that much, but the only decent actor in that movie was Tom Hardy, and
Well,
everybody
here's the
else,
thing. He was
especially
too-
the
he was acting
villain.
like a goofball. He gave Nicolas Cage a run for his money.
Why? I think for me, where that movie really messed up in the writing aspect because once it got to that period where Eddie lost his job, which is that's kind of dumb. Eddie was just being really dumb. But it's when that 6-month period happened, right? And then you're watching the movie and you're wondering like, what was Riot doing for 6 months? He couldn't just
Just
jump
chilling.
onto a plane. He waited 6 months to sneak onto a plane. What is going on?
He's a very patient symbiote, I guess.
No, but the first one was good. The first
What
one
the
was
fuck,
right.
Snyder?
I like it.
That's
I
why
like
I
it. It's
think
just
terrible.
the villain. I'm sorry, but I couldn't see him as a bad guy. He looks like some guy you could go drink some coffee with.
Yeah, he was that was not the best guy to do a villain for.
But I do still like it. To me, Tom Hardy was what saved that movie. Because I think if you
Seriously?
had gone anybody else, that would like you take away Tom Hardy and everything in the movie just struggled. Like even every actor in it, I felt like they just didn't care that much. But I still liked the movie. But to me, Venom Let There Be Carnage took all the worst parts of that movie and kind of, to me, pushed it to the side and put the main focus more on Venom and Eddie's relationship. And even though there are stupid moments like the computer hacking scene, which I still don't know who decided to write that, I still think Let There Be Carnage did what it. To me, it's a far better film, and I. But I do still like it. I still like it. It's just the villain. I'm sorry, but I couldn't see him as a bad guy. He looks like some guy you could go drink some coffee with.
Seriously?
The villain. I think I will say the one worry I have for the third movie is could we stop fighting symbiotes? These symbiote fights are starting to get a little boring.
Yeah, I mean, the only
Well,
recognizable
he
villain was
killed
Carnage.
Carnage. He killed
Yeah,
Carnage. How
Carnage
do you
especially.
kill fucking Carnage,
Fuck
dude? That's
that
his
guy.
main.
Yeah,
That's
How
the
can
main
you
villain.
screw up Carnage, one of the biggest baddies in the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery?
yeah, I was like, Carnage would wreck Venom. You
Yeah,
know, when
because here's the thing. When I saw it, I thought to myself, how could you wreck one of the most biggest baddies in Spider-Man Rogues Gallery and turn him into a lovesick puppy for a screaming girl?
Sony did say both the movies are rom coms, so
Oh, that makes
Yeah, they do
sense.
feel like rom-coms,
they
especially the
did. They
second
did.
one.
Sony promoted it. They promoted it after when they put out the trailer.
Ah,
Yo, so tell me this, Isaac, because I haven't really talked to you too tough before. Like,
Yeah.
what's your comic book movie flavor? What's your like top like 10?
Well,
top
my
10 what?
favorite movie of all time. Now, I don't have many comic book movies in my top 10 besides Spider-Man 2 and this other movie I'm about to bring up.
I
My
can
favorite
give you
movie of
my
all
top
time.
10.
Yeah, let me first say my favorite one, which I
Oh
already
yeah,
said.
favorite movies.
My favorite.
Rob,
Everyone
cool.
always criticizes me, especially because in my channel, if you click, it seems like I hate this movie, but I don't. My favorite movie of all time is Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Want me to give you my top 10 then?
Yeah,
Yeah. And even though if
yeah,
you
You
click
want me
let's
on
to
my
give you
go.
my
channel, if you click on my channel, you see my recent videos, you would think that I hate the Snyderverse and all that. But no, it's not that I hate the Snyderverse, it's that I hate the toxic cult like fans
Yeah,
who
yeah, yeah.
I remember I gave Suicide Squad a good review.
But
And
hey,
I had so many people tell me I betrayed Zack Snyder, that I'm not
seriously?
loyal. And I'm like, dude, it's DC. It's like, what, do you not expect me to go watch a DC movie, especially with great actors like Idris Elba and Margot Robbie, and then James Gunn, one of my favorite filmmakers in Hollywood right now? It's like, it's so weird.
I'm not toxic when it comes to that kind of shit.
Yeah,
But
you
I
seem like
have
a
to
good
say,
guy.
But hey,
I
guys,
have
want me
to
to give you my
say,
top
I
10
do
movies?
not understand you or my son DC Dot's fucking love for that movie. I really don't get it. And
Because
Eddie
it's a
even loves that
Suicide
shit.
Squad movie.
It must be me. I must be crazy. That's all.
Wait,
That's what I
do you
come to.
like it or not?
Yeah,
No,
you must
No.
be
I
crazy.
really don't. Like I mean, it's okay. It's not the worst thing I've
Yeah.
ever seen, but like as a superhero movie, it's just like the jokes. I can't stand these fucking jokes, and it's somehow. Anyway, you love it. That's good. That's I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
was gonna
I
say
agree
Zack
because
Snyder's Justice League, man. Fucking I loved it. I fucking loved. It's not my favorite
okay,
superhero
Isaac, that's a
movie.
hot take right there.
It's not my favorite superhero movie, but I'm glad you said that, dude.
Look what
Yeah,
he said.
it's all subjective, that's the beauty of film, it's experiential events. Certain people have different backgrounds, certain people love specific stories being told, and that's the beauty of cinema. We that's the thing I think all film fans need to understand is, you know, we shouldn't argue about this movie or that movie. I mean, debating is cool, having conversations is cool, but at the
Mm.
end of the day, respect each other. And they're movies at the end. They're just for entertainment. Even though to me my favorite thing in the world are movies, I understand that they're not the main focus of the world, and we got to take them as entertainment. But I like how you
Well,
said it. Hot take
I
too.
think, yeah, no, exactly. I think DC fans really like if we want to see a multitude of different types of movies. If we don't want everything to just be the same, and I'm not ragging on MCU at the moment. I will do later, but not at the moment. I'm just saying that the MCU has a tone, and the films are kind of like a little bit like similar in tone. That's all I'm saying.
Wait.
I do
But
actually agree
and
with that a
I,
bit.
I, and I think DC's doing something different by having like things that are tonally, different depending on which director is directing it. And I think if you're gonna have that, you have to accept you're not gonna like some of the films that come out, right?
Yeah.
I'm more the Batman guy or a Shazam guy or like a Wonder Woman guy. I'm more into that kind of epic superhero shit.
Yeah.
So when it comes to films like
No one
James
else
Gunn's
should
The
be
Suicide
anyone.
Squad, it might not be for me, but that doesn't mean that something later on isn't going to be for me. I think the Black Adam's probably going to be for me.
Yeah, I'm
So
excited for DC this year, honestly. Even Flash. I think Flash. I will say the only worry I have for Flash is this movie was due since 2018, and it's kind of weird that a movie about the world's fastest man takes so long to make, and you know all the different filmmakers coming in. That's my only worry. But I'm not worried about what the Snyder fandom thinks is gonna happen, all that, because
I'm
look,
not
if they
part of that toxic fandom. I'm a
if they reboot
nice
it,
DC fan.
if they reboot the Snyderverse, we still don't know what this future is. So I'm gonna give my optimism. I'm gonna hope for the best, and just let the films do what they do. And I think
Jesus, Betty, what's with
2022.
these hot takes?
In 2022, I do think it's a very crucial year for DC because you have the Batman coming in, you have Black Adam, Aquaman 2, and the Flash, and if they all end up being terrible, which I doubt, I still doubt that the Batman could even be bad. But if any of them, let's say all four of them are bad, I will say DC is in a worse position they were since like 2017.
Yeah.
But let's see what other come. Antonio says, in general or outside of the Spider-Man franchise, Andrew Garfield is the better actor of the three. There's a reason why he's nominated in the Oscar.
Facts.
That's facts, Jack.
Let's see what.
And let's see. And then Alex says Andrew is just more charismatic.
Okay, what?
Let's see what. Man, I'm just now catching up to comments.
I think Toby and Andrew are like pretty damn good, both of them. Like they have their own different flavors. It's only Tom Holland I'm against.
Yeah, he's the only one I'm against. I think Andrew was okay. He wasn't perfect, but he was okay.
Well, real quick off Antonio's comment, like the reason I'm not raving about the early reviews is because really with every film that comes out, no matter how good or bad it is, they all get good reviews when they start out.
Yeah, it's
like Wonder Woman 84.
So it's just kind of so yeah. So
movie.
I'm not saying the reviews are bullshit, but they're obviously biased.
And I just
our early reviews are very biased. I wait until everybody sees it, and it's like now we can see. That's when the real folk come out and be all like, okay, yeah, this movie is this movie's that. I think this about this movie. That's when the more honest people start to come out the cuts.
It's getting 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
But I still think the movie's gonna get great reviews, and I still think it's gonna make over $1 billion.
I think every DCU movie is gonna be fire this year, bro.
Seriously?
I agree with that.
Facts.
I agree. I think Batman's gonna be the best one though. Like that's my prediction.
I mean, anything Batman, I'll see.
Although I'm worried about Aquaman. I am worried about Aquaman.
I'm more worried about Flash.
No,
I think Aquaman's fine because at the end of the day, nobody cares about the Amber Heard shit.
I trust James Wan.
Yeah, like to be
yeah,
honest.
but did you like the first film?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, you're like okay, but the script though.
I mean, but
I will say it's a silly movie, but I enjoy it for what it was.
But the Nerdman, James Wan did say he was going to take this film a lot more serious. He said that Black Manta's supposed to have a bigger part too. So he's looking at he was looking at the criticisms of the first movie, and he's like, giving Black Manta more screen time than he needs. That was definitely criticism from the first movie. Like Black Manta didn't make an impact. So he's like, let's focus on Black Manta more this movie.
I just hope he tightens up the script. That's it. Because that Aquaman could have been a masterpiece. Because visually, that was one of the best looking
that movie was like
visually. Yeah. I mean, if the script was as good as the visuals, bro, that would have been one of the sickest movies of all time.
Nerdman, when I went to go watch Aquaman a second time, I had this fine chocolate dark skinned black girl with me. She was cute, and she loved that movie, man. She loved it. I was like, yeah. She was. It
was a good date movie.
It was. I took her there, and I was like,
popcorn flick.
She was looking at me like, oh my gosh, it's so the colors. Ooh, I was like, yeah.
Oh, hey guys, the Batman clip that came out of Bruce Wayne talking to Carmine Falcone.
I saw the.
Oh, have you seen it? It's actually quite good.
I have the Carmine Falcone clip right here with me right now. If you want to see,
can you play it? Wait, how long is it?
It's 23 seconds.
Like a minute.
All right, we'll watch it because if it's too long, I think I could get copyrighted.
That was like the perfect actor to cast as Carmine Falcone, an actual Italian.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, he does look like a Godfather actor.
Joe Pesci would have been good.
All right, here we go, guys.
Joe Pesci would have been good too.
One guy in the city more reclusive than me. Thought you'd never leave the shoreline.
Wait, I saw this yesterday.
Someone take a shot at you. Why? If your father ain't around. Oz, you know Bruce Wayne? Wow.
Oh, look, there's Penguin.
His father saved my life. I got shot in the chest. Right here.
Wow, not bad.
If you, I seen the rest, but
there's more to that clip, bro.
Oh, there is.
yeah, but he couldn't play his WB. But the rest of it was that if you notice, Bruce is trying to make his dad seem like not a bad dude because for helping out, Oswald. But Bruce goes like, my dad took a Hippocratic oath, that
Yeah, doctors take, yeah.
surgeons, doctors have to take,
Oh
like
my
no
God,
matter.
Fuck you, Snyder Steppenwolf. You're a bitch.
Wait, who are you talking? Oh, Snyder Steppenwolf. Oh crap, y'all have
Dude,
beef.
keep picking on me every time, every second.
Snyder Seffold, do not expose me for hating Zack Snyder's Justice League. But to be fair, I hate both movies, Whedon and Zack's.
I only
I
hate.
think,
I only hate movies.
I think there's good things in both, but I don't like either one.
Yeah, I hate the 2017 version.
I
of
hate-
that.
I can name two. I can name two animated. I can name two animated Justice League movies better than both of the live action.
Yeah, but that's bullshit, bro. Like, that's
Justice League Crisis on
Justice
Infinite
League
Earths
movies
is
are
better
better
than both.
than any comic book movies out. Period.
Oh,
Like outside of the Dark Knight,
No,
none of them
don't.
can compete with the
Yeah,
Justice
Paul
League
Jordan.
animated movies, bro. They're fucking sick.
I'm not saying every DCAU has some elite anime, like Batman Under the Red Hood. I would put up against some live action comic book movies. I think it's better than a lot of them, but
Like
there's animated Justice League
come on,
movies
man, the
better than
Flashpoint,
both
bro.
Justice League.
The Flashpoint Justice League movie, bro. That movie is better than every fucking. I don't care whether it's MCU, outside MCU, DCEU. That movie is better than all of them.
Oh yeah, even even Justice League New Frontier.
Mm.
Epic.
Fucking epic, dude. You can't. So
Hey, matter,
saying Zack Snyder's
chose
Justice League ain't as good as that. That doesn't really. I'm
No. I'm not
the
saying
live
that.
action shit.
I think it's way better. That's the thing. I think those animated movies are way better than both.
Sure, but they're way better
Fuck
than
you,
every.
Spencer. I'm no Karen. You're the piece of shit.
No, but Nerman, I'm just comparing it to Justice League movies.
But isn't that unfair? Like, okay,
Oh,
so
Eddie, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
big
compare Justice League
Comparing
Flashpoint
live
to
action Justice League.
Endgame or Infinity War. Which one's
Oh,
better?
Flashpoint is better than Endgame and Infinity War.
Right. Okay. So compare it to the Avengers 1. You can't tell me it ain't better than Avengers 1. Right. Okay. So it's better than every. Like, what are we talking about here?
I mean, the only movies that can stack up is really like, let's be real, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, The Dark Knight, Bale,
Oh, those are good ones. Those are good picks.
89.
Terminator.
No, Batman 89 ain't
Back
as
to the
good as
Future.
Justice League.
No, I'm just talking about the movies that can purely stack up. Superman 78, Superman 2,
Fuck.
Watchmen,
Steppenwolf.
V for Vendetta,
Dude, let's keep it a buck. I love fucking
Sin
Christopher
City.
Reeves. I love Christopher Reeves, but the Superman DCAU movies fucking smoke those Christopher Reeves movies, bro.
I don't
Oh,
disagree
wow,
with
that's
you.
a hot take.
I'm just saying what can stack up if we have to compare to the DCAU.
All-Star Superman versus Superman 1 and 2.
Oh, All-Star Superman's better.
Right. You can't fucking tell me. Like, there's none of them.
That's
Like,
actually my favorite animated Superman movie. I love that movie. And I read that comic too. I loved it.
yeah.
Look at
What'd you say,
Eddie's
Neil?
hot take today. He says Birds of Prey is better than Zack Snyder's Justice League.
God damn, Eddie. Come on.
Damn,
Birds of
Eddie.
Prey was
Hey, I won't lie to you. I like
Birds.
Birds of Prey.
I don't like Birds of Prey. The only thing I liked about
I
it was
don't-
Ewan McGregor. That's it.
There are things I hate about it. Like I hated Cassandra Cain. She was a very terrible character. And then some of the movie feels a little too silly. And I also find it weird that there's a guy named Black Mask who rarely wears the mask itself. He like wears
I
it for
thought
like.
Ewan McGregor was good.
Right? He only wore.
I did like him
He
though.
only wore it for like one thing. That was so disappointing.
He wears it for like 2 seconds and then takes it off right away.
And
I
also,
want people to keep
and
it 100.
also, he was. I'm not. They obviously tried to do a homosexual relationship between him and Zaz, but I didn't like how flamboyant Black Mask was. Like he was wimpy, he was crying, he was sad because Black Canary didn't want to date him. Like, I wish he was just more vicious. You know, like just vicious and that, like in the Under the Red Hood movie.
Yeah,
That's
he
what,
isn't
that's
my
what I
favorite.
wanted.
He isn't my favorite portrayal of the character, but
Right.
I do like his own personal way of doing it. Like I do like how insecure he seems. I like all that, but I'll still admit he's not in my near top 5
But
versions of
I'll
the
tell you
character itself.
one thing that made me laugh when he was talking about the African heads. That shit cracked me up.
Oh, look what
Yeah.
Tony said. He said
He was talking about the tiny African heads and shit.
Hey guys, look what Tony said. He said he was not Black Mass. To me, he was an angry fashion designer.
Oh my gosh. I mean, hey, he was swagged out. He had like, I think in one scene he had like that gown and stuff and some that
I'm
robe.
not scared, nice Death Wolf. I just don't want to deal with your bitch ass.
Had some fashion going on in that movie, man. He had that silk robe on and stuff. He was looking elegant and silky. He was
Dude,
fly.
I just want you to keep it a buck. I don't see how it's any different Birds of Prey from the Suicide Squad. Apart from like the action is better in the Suicide Squad. They're very similar in tone. Like
yeah, they're similar. They're similar in tone, but the Suicide Squad has a better cohesive story than Birds of Prey.
Oh,
really?
How?
Yeah,
Look,
I'll say this: Birds of Prey is better than Captain Marvel, but I have to be
I
honest
actually
about
agree
the
with
story.
that.
I have to be honest about the story. Harley Quinn literally blows up a chemical plant that's in the middle of the city, and it's like Gotham should be clouded in toxic fumes. Where's Batman at? Why isn't Batman investigating this stuff? It's like
it ain't a Batman movie.
No. I know that, but in the world of
you're the one calling me the Karen.
In the world of Batman, because this takes place in the world of Batman, the world of Gotham. It doesn't work.
There is one thing I gotta say: the marketing behind this movie, even though I get what they're going, and I like the R rating, but it's very stupid they chose. Like, if I'm an executive at Warner Bros., I would say no, make this PG-13 because Harley Quinn is very popular with younger teenage audience, and now they're not even able to go. I went to the first screening on a Thursday for Birds of Prey, and there was only like 2 other people there, and this was at an AMC that I'm used to seeing full. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you make this R-rated, especially after Suicide Squad? I know Suicide Squad 2016 isn't liked, but a lot of younger audiences really liked Harley Quinn in that movie. And if I'm an executive at Warner Bros., I would never greenlight a R-rated Harley Quinn movie. I would greenlight Suicide Squad because it is James Gunn that has more other characters besides Harley Quinn. But if it's because Birds of Prey, the reality is it's a Harley Quinn story, and if I'm an executive at Warner Bros., I would never even think about greenlighting an R rating, even though I've really enjoyed the R rating and all that. And even the R rated scenes in the movie feel so unnecessary. It's like they just say fuck a lot, and then they'll show a little bit of blood, and then that's about
what
it.
I'm saying. Like I find like those R-rated movies that are like hyper silly. It's like if you want to make it that silly, you might as well just make it PG-13 so it appeals to like a teenage audience.
I kind of get Suicide Squad though.
Who will like that humor. You know, like I honestly think like they could do much more serious Suicide Squad movies. Like just have Harley Quinn as the funny one, and then the rest of the team be more serious. Like you can have Harley Quinn and Captain Boomerang as the funny ones, and then the rest of the team are more serious. I think that would be much better than like making the whole thing a joke.
The only thing I really didn't like about the Suicide Squad was some of the Harley Quinn scenes, especially with the Presidente. I think his name's Lopez. Those scenes felt so out of place.
Yeah.
And in the story about these unknown characters like Bloodsport, Polka Dot Man, even King Shark to an extent, Harley Quinn kind of fell out of place because you already know her. She's already had 2 entire movies for her, and it just felt like some of the story plots for her were weird, but everything else I loved. Yeah. And then Eddie has the biggest hot take of all time. If you don't like the Catwoman movie, you're not a real Snyder
the Halle
fan.
Berry movie. So hey guys, I found this thing here where apparently it says Colin Farrell, when he used the Penguin, the studio couldn't let him smoke.
Wait, let me try zooming in. All right, Colin Farrell says, "Oh wait, the spin-off series."
Well, yeah, well, it
I
says
think it's
in
still
the
gonna
back
happen
because the Penguin is known for smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently that's true. That's one to share that.
And Tony says, I'd rather see the real Birds of Prey, not that boring ass movie I didn't care about. I will say the main thing I wish we got from Birds of Prey was an actual Birds of Prey movie. I'm fine if Harley Quinn joins in, but I wish we saw more of Black Canary. I wish we saw more of the other characters. And that's another thing I didn't like about Birds of Prey. And then Eddie says, if you didn't like Green Lantern 2011
Oh my
and you didn't like
god.
BVS, bring back Ryan Reynolds. The fans restore the Reynolds verse.
Now
Yo,
he's
dude,
lying to you.
dude, Eddie's talking
He's-
facts
he's
right
trying
now,
to
bro.
Deadpool.
Like because I've said that for a minute, Eddie. Like, you know, like how can you not like Green Lantern is basically an extension of BVS. They're almost like, yeah, when you watch both movies, you really get something like out of the other. Do you know what I'm saying? It enhances your enjoyment of the other movie.
Yeah. Let's see what other
No, I agree. There's a see what people don't know about Green Lantern is it was in fact the original Snyder cut, and
Yeah.
something people like the basis of that movie is basically it has all the Snyder elements in there. But
Right.
since it's not directed by Snyder, I think that's why people don't really see it as anything special. But no, I do believe that Snyder got his original work, like
No,
the way he.
you know how they say Snyder directed Wonder Woman? Like Snyder
Yeah.
directed every DC movie. He was behind the Dark Knight. He was behind the Dark Knight. That's what.
No,
Yeah,
it was Christopher Nolan.
No, it's Snyder.
No, Wonder Woman, you got to give Patty Jenkins most of the credit. Like,
yeah,
Zach did tell her, hey, can you make this kind of story? But at the end of the day, Patty Jenkins was the one who made the actual film itself.
True.
But I do think Zack Snyder,
Tim
like, if
Burton-
he had made the Wonder Woman movie, I do think he would have done as good. But that's
But
still a Patty
true.
Jenkins film.
True, but Tim Burton himself said he called Zack Snyder when he was like
No,
in
he
high
did
school.
not. When did he say that? I
He
did not
said
find
he
any of
called
you.
Zack
Like,
Snyder when he was in high school, and Snyder gave him the story.
that's a lie, nerd man. That's a lie.
I'm telling you, isn't that true, Eddie?
No, I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere too, but no,
Oh my god. Oh no.
all the
I'm gonna
stuff that
say he
Snyder
told the
was
truth.
influenced when making Man of Steel BBS. He got it from Green Lantern. He got it from Catwoman. Yeah, Snyder
Superman
definitely-
78 as well, man, bro. Don't forget that.
I just looked up Tim Burton and Zack Snyder, and there's nothing on what you just said. You lying piece of shit.
There wouldn't be no BBS for Man of Steel if it wasn't for stuff like Catwoman. That's a fact. People know
No,
that.
that is not a fact. That's a piece of shit lie.
Tony
No,
brings
it's
up a
true.
comment here. He says, I'd rather watch two ants fight to the death over a random breadcrumb than sit through BVS again. I mean, I disagree, but I wouldn't mind seeing two ants
Yeah, I
fight
agree
over
with
bread.
that. With that logic, nerd man, then no one directed Man of Steel.
And then Snyder Stefan says Patty Jenkins had full control of Trash 84. I'll admit, to me, Patty Jenkins was like when it comes to a director, when they make a good film, praise them the most. When they make a bad film, criticize them the most because they are the leader, they're the front face of the movie. And even though I love Patty Jenkins, what she did with the very first Wonder Woman 84 is also her fault. Like I kept seeing people trying to drive this narrative that Jeff Johns was behind it, and that they try
I'm gonna
ruining.
give you a name. I'm gonna call you Snyder.
No, it was
Bridges.
it was Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, it was Patty Jenkins. And to me, it's her bad day.
Alright,
You know,
Bruce,
every filmmaker has its bad day in the office. Even like I'm a big Zack Snyder fan, but I hate Sucker Punch. I can't even the extended version. I don't like either version of Sucker Punch. But this was Patty Jenkins' bad day in the office, and hopefully for the third film, she comes in and she redeems herself.
Hopefully, but you don't fuck with the second movie. You can fuck with the third movie, but don't fuck with the second movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like in a trilogy.
But see, after as quick, like, because this is why. And look, this is why you don't give directors full control of a movie. Like, because they're gonna try and write stuff. They're gonna do more than what they need to do. Patty Jenkins is the best when she directs. I like Wonder Woman 84. I can admit that it's not as good as the first movie, but I like the movie.
Yeah.
But this is why I say full control isn't always a good thing. You need to have restraint. It's a team effort with a movie. If Patty just if Patty just directed that movie and somebody else came and wrote it, the movie would have been flawless.
Like a lot of people criticize Warner Bros. For not allowing Zack Snyder to put the 4-hour version of the Snyder Cut in theaters. And even though it's my favorite movie of all time, something us fans or the people who hate Warner Bros. And all that, something they don't see is that a 4 hour movie is not financially or almost not financially possible
Yeah.
because the hardcore fans make up like 30% of the movie going audience, while the rest is general people who see trailers or not trailers, commercials, and then they decide, hey, maybe I'll go watch it. And a
Very
4 hour
funny, Bitch
movie,
Wolf.
if you tell the general audience there's a 4 hour movie, half of them are going to say no.
Yeah.
And to me, and a lot of people criticize why these
And yet,
big executives.
you're not gonna be on the panel because you're just gonna just spend an hour just trashing me.
And executives make these decisions because of money, and a lot of people
Yeah.
say that's bad, that's money isn't everything, but the thing is, it's a business. If you run a business, you're going to try to make it as financially best as it can be.
Yeah.
Like everyone here who has a job, when you go to work, you're doing it for money. You're not just doing it because I want to have fun. You're doing it because you
You're
need
doing
money.
it for money because you gotta live, you gotta go home. But like,
Yeah. And
but
it-
and also think, look, the management at WB have changed. They have changed. Like Walter's now the president of DC Films. Kevin Tsujihara's gone. A lot of old like people that was there is gone because
Mhm.
it wasn't until Aquaman 27, 28, 18 when because Juan got full creative control for that movie too.
yeah,
He
and
got to do whatever he wanted. He went and he went all in.
I think filmmakers do need a little bit of a limit because,
Right.
I forgot who brought it up, but making movies is a team effort. It's not just one
It's not just
individual
that
does
direct.
everything,
Yeah.
and it's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like in
Okay.
sports. In
Senator
sports,
Holmes, if you want to be on this panel, what are you gonna do? You just gonna trash me for an hour? Hmm?
but it's kind of like sports. The coach, even though he is the main guy to make the decisions, sometimes the player has to step in and say, hey, maybe that formation will work, or maybe this won't work. And same thing with actors. Like, for example, Christopher Nolan said that during it, when they were filming Inception, um, Leonardo DiCaprio would bring up ideas to try and make the movie better.
Yeah.
And if DiCaprio had stayed silent and let's say he just backed away and said, hey, I'll let Nolan do whatever he wants, then the movie may have not been as good. And a filmmaker does need that limit. And
Right.
especially when money is involved, because it's not just the executives that make the money, it's also the smaller people, the cameraman, the audio, the editing, even small people like janitors, the caterers, actors, everyone involved in the project. It's not
Yeah.
just the executives. And I feel like a lot of film fans kind of forget that. And
But
it's a
can I
little
ask you a
frustrating.
question then? Do you think that, because look, a 2 hour Zack Snyder's Justice League wouldn't have worked. If
Yeah, I
you
agree
were
with
to
that.
try to cut that down to 2 hours, there's no way to cut that behemoth down to 2 hours. What is the minimum you could have cut it down to, do you think? Because I think there's a lot you could cut out.
2
To me,
hours
it
like
depends what kind of film. If I'm talking major blockbuster like Endgame was able to get that 3 hours because it did already have the backing of the general movie going audience. A lot of people already trust Marvel. But if you're talking about because the DC, okay, before Justice League came out, and this includes the 2017 version, DC was in a tough position. A lot of people didn't like BVS. A lot of people didn't like Man of Steel, Suicide Squad. A lot of people didn't like it. Wonder Woman was probably the one shining light. But at that moment, it was this risk. They were in this place of what do we do
Yeah,
now? Because
sure.
the DC and I get why they put it in HBO Max for 4 hours. And streaming, it's fine because in streaming you can
Yeah,
just pause
sure.
it, watch
But
it
like,
later.
just like, what do you think it could have been cut down to? Like in terms that 4 hours, like what do you think it could have been cut down to put
I
in
would
cinema?
say probably like 2 hours and 40 minutes if you're trying to get the general
Wow.
movie going audience.
I think
I
it was
wouldn't have liked it
to cut
probably.
that movie down to 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's what I'm saying. What I mean is, realistically speaking, while still having a coherent story, how long? What is the most you could have cut it down to?
Yeah, it would be around that 2 hour 40 minute mark.
Really?
I would
Wow.
say I think it's possible because remember Zack Snyder is a big slow mo guy.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of scenes. Even though I love Zack Snyder's Justice League, there are some scenes in there that I'm like, you don't need it. Like for example, Barry saving Iris. I love that scene. I love how beautifully it was made, and I'm glad I was able to
Yeah.
watch it. But looking at the story and looking at the plot and everything, that scene really doesn't change anything. Like you delete that scene, and
No,
it
I
wouldn't
think it
affect anything.
does. I think
It,
it does.
it does teach us a little about Barry, but you can also
Right,
teach us
exactly.
the rest. Like for example, a lot of
I
people don't know why is Iris showing up. You know why
right.
is she here? Because the rest of the movie she doesn't show up, and even the nightmare scene. I get why obviously that's like a post credit scene. That's popular now. You got to promote the next movie, but if you're talking also story and plot wise, I think the nightmare scene should have been a lot shorter. Maybe have a quick scene where you have Batman showing up and seeing what the world is like now, and then kind of try to show us more of that later on, but not show us the full
That's the
Joker.
first bit I would have cut out.
Yeah, that I would
I would
also
have
cut
cut
out.
out that and the Martian Manhunter reveal.
Yeah,
Uh,
that especially the reveal in the beginning, like when he
yeah,
first reveals.
I fucking hated that.
Like it's like we had this emotional scene with with Martha and Lois, and then we find out it's just Martian Manhunter, so it's not as emotional. Um, and then
Yeah,
the scene where Deathstroke speaks to Lex Luthor, I
cut
think
it
that could
out.
have easily been a post credit. Although they did do that for the 2017 version, I think that would have been nice as just a post credit. Same thing with the Nightmare version, and I think you could save some time. There are also some other scenes that you could also slow down. Maybe.
The singing Aquaman ladies.
Oh yeah. I will admit one thing I always found weird is why did they sniff the jacket? Like when did that smell like
Maybe they were the fangirls with Jason.
I think some fangirls just made it onto the set or something. like,
then Zack Snyder kept the camera on.
Got you guys. You need a reenactment. I'm a professional actor. You don't do none of this at home.
Oh no, here we go.
What are you doing?
Aquaman.
Peacemaker did that in episode 2 with the one butterfly's panties.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
He just grabbed it quick and then like kept it. And they don't show it later on. I'm gonna assume it was like in his pocket or something.
Anyway, so all right, look. So we've cut out I'm thinking a 3 hour and 10-minute version is possible.
I think that could work too.
A 3 hour and 10 minute.
I think.
So my question is this: how much would the 3 hour and 10-minute version of Zack Snyder's Justice League have made in the box office?
I do think it would have done better than a 4-hour version, but I do think you got to keep it under 3 hours if you want to be safe, and especially at the time, if it had been released in 2017, because again, the general movie going audience was not trusting DC. Like anytime I use my friends as an example.
But that came out right after Wonder Woman, though. It would have come out right after Wonder Woman. Remember?
Yeah, but you also have to remember that Batman vs Superman also was struggling, and that was the main thing because Justice League was being promoted with Batman in it, and then a little teaser of Superman coming in. And while I do think Wonder Woman would have boosted the box office, Batman vs Superman also was dragging. It's kind of like the scale. You have Wonder Woman kind of helping it, and then Batman vs Superman kind of going against it. Even though I love Batman vs Superman,
and also we have to remember, we have to really be honest about because this is just what the truth was. Before the Justice situation, the only successful DCEU film that came out at that time was Wonder Woman 2017.
What do you mean the only successful? They were all successful.
No, I'm talking about successful like overall. It was liked by a bunch of people, fans.
Okay, all right, yeah.
And they did do well,
and it made a lot of good money too, especially for a first live action Wonder Woman movie. Made a lot of money, but BVS, Suicide Squad, Man of Steel, yes, they made money.
My thing is,
but it didn't have that overall praise it needed with the money and the critics and the fans all backing it. It was very just like, yeah, they made money, but.
Did Eddie leave?
Yeah, but Wonder Woman had crazy legs, like in terms of how long it took.
Oh yeah, because when she popped, I didn't like BVS, but when she popped, she was one of my favorite parts of BVS with however little she was in it.
Yeah, but so my thing is, it seemed like the DCU was on an upward trajectory. I think Justice League may have got up to about 950 million if it was 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah,
you got a 3 hour or a 3 hour cut.
Here's the thing, like BVS, I'm seeing people saying like, you got the Trinity in your movie. It has to be $1 billion. I'm like, what?
I don't think it's mainly because of the Trinity. I think it's a Batman versus Superman movie that should have. I mean, 900 million is a good. So it's not. I know some people say it's a flop. It's not. But let's be real. A movie especially 2016, because 2016 was around the major, the time where comic book movies were starting, or not starting, but they were already solidified as major financial, bombs. And BVS, a movie with Batman, who I think has been shown he's probably the most financially profitable fictional character of all time. And then you have Superman, an iconic character that generations know. You have them both facing off on screen in a movie called Batman vs Superman. I do think that movie should have made $1 billion in its sleep. Like, the debate shouldn't be why didn't it make $1 billion. The debate should have been,
Oh yeah, it should have made.
when is it going to make $2 billion, or somewhere around there. And BVS, and again, I love BVS, and I wish the movie would have done better. But factually looking at it, the movie should have made $1 billion in its sleep. Even though it didn't flop, it still made a good amount, but not
So
where it should have been.
I think, I mean, there's
That was
plenty of
legit.
reasons, but
That was legit.
I like that
Trinity.
movie.
That was legit a Trinity movie. You have the Trinity pop up and they make less. I was like, nah. And look,
Yeah,
I like
I
the MC too, Isaac, but ain't no way Captain America and Iron Man should be making more money than the Trinity.
That I agree. I agree with that.
I was kind of salty about that. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I was a little salty.
Yeah, I always feel like I have a soft spot for DC because I grew up more with DC than Marvel, and I love both. So sometimes, even though I'm happy for Marvel because I'm a Marvel fan too, I'm always sad
I am
when I
not
see
happy
DC.
for them.
Oh yeah, I keep seeing in the chat that people are saying you're not a big MCU fan. Oh, you want to know what my biggest hot take of all time is?
Yeah, go.
My biggest hot take of all time, and I always get even my own subscribers criticize me for it. But Eternals is my favorite MCU movie.
What, because of the Harry Styles reveal?
Nah, I actually hated the post credit. That CG on the little leprechaun thing didn't look very good. I think it's voiced by Patton Oswalt, and Harry Styles really didn't.
Harry Styles and his leprechaun.
Tight, bro. That leprechaun was tight. I don't know what you're talking about.
His face looked like a PS2 character.
My eyes nearly popped out of my head when I saw it. I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at.
Hey, I already see the chat saying "bruh," and then the dead emoji, and the sleeping. It is my biggest hot take of all time.
I was not a huge film of Eternals, but if they wanted to really market that movie, they should have had Thanos in the movie. Not him come back to life, but
like a younger Thanos.
Yeah, in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing: when I watched Eternals with my dad, I like fell asleep during it.
Yeah,
I love Eternals. I get it. It's like when I get asked, what are your thoughts on Eternals, and when I always say, who do I recommend it to? I did say, if you're somebody who doesn't
trying to sleep.
If you're trying if you don't like slower paced movies, I would say not. Or if you're trying to, like, let's say you have kids and you want to go take them to a Marvel movie, I would say probably don't take your kids because they'll probably fall asleep or start yelling in the theater or whatever. But like, I can see why people didn't like it. But to me, what I loved about Eternals was this beautiful story about human philosophy and this ideology and this story of and I like how they also question, should humanity exist, and they show you these moments. Like, for example, one of the moments I love was when Fastos was with what's Salma Ajax, and they're in Hiroshima, and you see him kind of like crying.
That was a good scene.
And he's like, I don't want to help these people anymore, and you see that sadness in him. And then you also see another scene where Droid, I don't know what historical moment this is.
It was the Native Americans getting killed.
Yeah, that, and he sees that, and he's like, I mean, I could change this. I can make the decision that they don't have to kill each other, but I'm not allowed to. And if I do think that any person in that position, if they're able to change somebody's mind, I think anyone would live with so much PTSD, so much trauma of knowing that you could have prevented death, but yet you couldn't. And I love how the story questions that.
Okay, I've had it with you, Snipe Devil. You push around me far enough.
I like the ideas in the movie as well, but come on, bro, that movie is boring. Look, I can see you're a really good person. You're like an understanding person. Like, I bet you like you're like you were voted most fucking best listener and shit like that in your class or some shit. But come on, bro. That movie is trash. You can't like just be like, oh, I'm a nice person. I'm gonna try and understand every like you know, where everyone's coming from. Sometimes movies are
Hey,
just
but
trash.
Nerman, he did say No Way Home is a masterpiece. I mean, it takes a lot to say No Way Home ain't a masterpiece, and you know,
Yeah, I don't think.
be
No,
brave to
I
say
don't even
that.
think No Way Home's a top 10 best MCU movie.
Me neither.
It
But
isn't.
look, hey
It
Isaac, look,
isn't.
I'll say this. I respect the fact you like Eternals. I think the movie's garbage, but I'll say this. I'll say this. I was digging it. I'm okay with the concept in terms of what they're trying to do, but for me watching the movie, the cast of characters wasn't interesting, and too much exposition, right? Like
Yeah,
movies,
Exactly.
I can
like
get
like
that.
movies, and I think and superhero movies should do this more. Show instead of tell. Like a
Right.
lot of superhero movies are still having that problem of like telling but not showing. Like when
And
you
that's why it was so boring, because they were just telling you the story rather than fucking showing it.
like when Loki
And
came
it
out,
lacked sincerity as well. That was another thing. Like, I don't feel like characters were acting in sincere ways. Like when she just reveals, like, you know, like she just reveals her boyfriend was this Ajax character to her new boyfriend. Like the way she even reveals that, it's like that doesn't feel like how a woman would do that. You know what I mean? Like she wouldn't reveal it like that. So everything seemed like a little bit insincere, and even in the way they were acting, because they were just too busy trying to tell you the story, because they knew you needed to know that. So they didn't think about how a character would actually do that in real life.
Yeah, there was a little like there's very few things I didn't like. Like for example, I didn't like in the final battle when Droid just casually hits what's the little girl's name? Sprite.
I was cracking
Sprite
up.
with like
I was
a
she
rock.
deserved that. I was cracking up. She deserved that. I need a good
I
laugh.
did think she deserved it, but it felt so silly.
And
Um,
another weird thing was like I remember at one point they said that this little kid was likes the Superman guy.
I was actually scared when I first heard it. Like they were going for Sprite liking Icarus,
Yeah,
and I
because
was
I'm like,
actually
she's a little kid.
I will admit that in
I'm
that
actually
moment.
shocked no one because this is the crazy thing about it. This is so funny. So look, I understand people don't like this movie. But it's weird to me how people took that situation of like Wonder Woman 84 and was like, oh, Wonder Woman raped that dude. But in Eternals, they're okay with seeing Sprite, this her actor in this little girl body, being a romantic. Well, it wasn't in a relationship, but
Yeah,
lust
I was like, why is a
over this
little kid in
older
love
dude.
with a
I'm
grown
like,
man?
what is going on?
Yeah, because when I saw it, I was
I
like,
didn't see
what?
nobody critique it. I wasn't critiquing it heavy, but I just thought it was weird. I
I
didn't hear
thought it was
nobody on the
weird too. Because
internet
why is
critique
this
it.
little girl in love with a grown man?
Yeah, I was
I
like,
was a
wow.
little
I was
scared with
like,
what they were going with, but I'm glad they didn't go with
they
what I
didn't
was
go there.
feared.
And
But
they
Antonio
also
asked,
took away her powers too, so she can age up. Because I was like, wait a minute, that was the one problem in the movie, and then I'm glad it resolves. Like, okay, the Eternal's gonna continue. Can't continue forever. So they fixed it. I like that they fixed that.
yeah, and
What's
Antonio
Antonio
asked,
asking?
Oh,
he
kid,
says, "What was your favorite MCU movie before Eternals?" My favorite MCU movie prior to
Get out,
Eternals was Guardians of the Galaxy,
well,
Volume
I
One.
like here's the thing. There's one MC movie that I think is underrated, and that's the Incredible Hulk.
I actually agree with that. I actually put that in my top 10
It's
favorite MCU
underrated.
movies.
Well, I mean, that's because
I've got Black
that's because I
Widow,
like
to be
Home Alone
honest.
more.
Yeah, I didn't really. I like Black Widow, but it's in the lower scale of the MCU movies. Like,
Yeah.
how many are there? I think there's almost 30 at this
I think
point.
it's like
I'd say
23 right now.
yeah, I think it would be
Almost
like in
35.
that below half list for Black Widow. But I still enjoyed it. But Black Widow is just
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
I
and
think the
by the
only
way,
was
yeah, and by the way, kid, what you were saying about that stuff earlier, Snyder Steppenwolf said, like, what about when Anakin liked Padme when he was 9 years old and
Well, I'll
she
say this.
oh
Look,
my god,
I'll
I
say this.
remember that.
I'm not trying to defend this, but we have to make this clear. This is Star Wars people in space. Literally, if you watch the Book of Boba Fett, but remember the
Sprite looks like a lesbian.
I'll be
I
right
like
back.
this
You guys
sitcom.
can take care of the stream.
I remember the mechanic in the Book of Boba Fett. If anyone who recently watched it, the mechanic was literally having. She admitted that she's had sexual relations with Jawas. Look, this is a galaxy far, far away.
Who?
Everybody be
She had sexual relations with what now?
but weird stuff be going on in the galaxy far, far away. In the Book of Boba Fett, one of the mechanics from the Mandalorian admitted she been having sex with Jawas, the little black things with the hood.
Oh my god!
And she was human. So I was like, you know, I ain't trying to defend it. It is weird, a 9-year-old trying to. Well, honestly, they didn't really put them into anything romantic though.
Ooh,
if I had to really be honest, they didn't become a couple until like Anakin got older.
Yeah, but in Phantom Menace, when he was like 9 years old, she would start getting into
I mean,
it.
I would say he was very interested in her, but he wasn't fawning over her like, ooh, she's cute, you know.
I mean, he was like, "Are you an angel?" Ah.
Like he was interested, you know, and like little boys, let's be honest. I was in high school. I used to look at the teacher and go like, wow, she has a nice butt. You know, I used to be that nasty little boy in class. So, you know, I wasn't Anakin.
So you were
Anakin was more
very
innocent.
young Natalie Portman.
Anakin was very innocent, but you know, there is cases where young.
I mean, this is also the same universe where
a beautiful woman, and they're like, "Oh wow, she's so pretty and stuff."
But isn't this also the same universe where Luke and Leia, who are sisters, kissed each other once?
Differences with that, they didn't know. I mean, we knew. Well, no, we all didn't know until it was revealed. But to be fair, if they kissed and they knew,
that was off.
But they didn't know. But if they did know, then it would have been nasty, like really nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, you guys, I'm not trying to defend a 9-year-old getting with a 15-year-old. I mean, they're both minors, but still, I'm not. That's a big age gap between them two. So,
yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to be ranking fighting game characters next. If you're
fighting game characters, okay.
Are you? If you're interested,
doing it.
Does that include Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, but only the main ones, like
only the main ones.
Not the crazy.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat,
I mean, Nerman, we literally ranked serial killers. We need to go above and beyond. We need to rank the gods.
So you want to rank Jesus Christ?
Can we rank Jesus and fucking Buddha and fucking Muhammad?
Yes.
Let's do that.
I remember seeing a funny commercial.
And then we'll have
with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Zeus.
Oh, I seen that. I didn't see the trailer.
We're gonna have Walter Hamada as one of our priorities.
Walter Hamada's down in there. Put Kevin Feige. Make sure we put him.
Christopher Nolan.
No, but we put Kevin Feige in F. Like we make a tier in F called the Devils, and we put Kevin Feige in there. Perfect tier list.
And then we put the devil in S tier though. We put Satan in S tier.
What about rapist? Rapist.
We'll have a devil tier in there. We'll only have Kevin.
But no, I'm serious. We should rank. If someone had created a tier list, we should rank gods.
Oh my
god! I'm saying we should do it. You know, it'll be a little controversial, but hey, we should do it. We rank serial killers, so let's do it.
That would be good. We need to get that one going.
How did I have a bad take? Little Anakin had a small crush in episode 1. There is nothing in the movie to imply he wanted to have sex with her right there. When did I say that? I didn't say that. I was just saying what Snyder Stephen said earlier.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about the first. Like, he had a crush, but they didn't have them doing anything weird together. But he did have a crush. I can admit that. I mean, like they went full scale and had these two on screen, like going. Then okay, they need to relax.
I mean, here's the thing: like, it was a very young Natalie Portman.
Yeah, how old was she when she did that movie? She was
let me look. The movie came out in, let's see,
1999.
The movie came out in 1999. She was around.
She was still a teen, right?
She was around 18 years old. Wow.
Yeah. Playing a 15-year-old. Shouts out to Natalie Portman.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even look 15 in the movie. I'll say that much. She looked like she was like.
Yeah, and even when she was in that Queen look, like her voice was different, going, "I am the Queen and I do stuff."
Why do you hate those movies so much anyway? I don't get.
I didn't say I like Revenge of the Sith.
Me?
Phantom Menace is dope, man. I
like. Well, the only thing dope about Phantom Menace was the Darth Maul fight.
No, the kid was cool.
You like Jake Lloyd?
Yeah, he was cool. He's a sweet kid. He was better than Luke.
I think
Whoa!
I think they was
Camel.
I think they was hard. I think they was hard on Jake Lloyd. Too hard. I think people went too hard on him because there's not a lot of good kid actors and stuff in general. But people,
Hey, you want to talk about
Star Wars
kid actors?
fanboys went
Culkin
too hard
from
on that
Home
little
Alone.
boy.
Yeah, you want to talk about kid actors? Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone.
He was good.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Macaulay Culkin?
Well, no, there's nothing wrong with them. I'm just saying.
Macaulay Culkin, those kids from The Wire, they was really good.
The Goonies kids.
Goonies kids were good. Stand By Me.
The Stranger Things kids.
Yeah, no Stand By Me kids was okay.
What do you mean?
It
What's
was
wrong with what's wrong? You're talking about Joaquin Phoenix's brother and shit, man.
It was cool, you know. Look, I mean, Leo was a great kid actor, obviously.
Well, what about the Goonies? Because they had a very young Josh Brolin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I forgot Josh Brolin was in that movie, man.
Yeah. Oh, Kamuzu thinks Ant-Man and the Wasp is better than all Star Wars.
Heck no.
No,
I am sorry, but Ant-Man and the Wasp is.
Yeah, well, it was garbage.
It was the worst comic book movies of all time.
Yeah, also, the reason why I think The Incredible Hulk was underrated, because I think Edward Norton was a better Bruce Banner.
I agree.
Not true. I still...
Yeah, because I felt like if they had kept him, the MCU would have been way different.
I'm telling you, I still think fucking Bill Bixby is the best Hulk.
Oh, the 70s
Bruce
Hulk.
Banner.
The 70s Hulk.
Remember Bruce Banner?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying.
I don't
They
disagree.
ain't
Bill Bixby Hulk show was tight, bro. Yes,
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I even thought there were some moments of the Ang Lee Hulk was good.
True.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Bana, he played a very tortured Bruce Banner.
I don't like Mark Ruffalo.
I didn't like him either.
I liked Ang Lee's Hulk and the Eric Bana Bruce Banner, but I did not like the story. But
Yeah, I didn't like the story
and Eric Bana was solid.
Oh, look what Snurge then will say. He said Edward Norton is the most comic accurate Bruce Banner.
No. I'd still go with I'm still going with
You think Bill Bixby's the most comic accurate Bruce Banner?
Yeah.
He called himself David Banner.
Hey, Nerman, remember that scene when he was running to the houses and stuff, talking about trying to get people to help because the dude was about to beat up his son. He's like, help! He's about to do it. Everybody closing the door like, no.
He's hilarious, bro. But but this is the thing about, like, I've always said this about his banner, right? Bill Bixby's banner was the one where you saw like he was desperate not to turn into the Hulk, bro.
Yeah.
Before he was gonna say, he was like, no, you can't fucking hit me. You can't do it. You don't know what's gonna happen.
He's like, please don't make him come out. I don't want to get angry,
bro. Like I think, like
when they're turning into the Hulk.
And here's the thing,
when he was running to the doors, when Bill Bixby was running to the doors and stuff, because he wanted to help the kid from getting abused by his dad. He was like, y'all need to help him because if you don't, then I will, but the Hulk will. He was going in, bro. I loved it. It was, yes, it's a little corny, but I loved it because
here's the thing.
Desperate to not
this same Hulk. Here's the thing. This same Hulk also got to fight a very Viking-looking Thor.
Hey.
I like that Thor. For the people can say what they want. I like that Thor from the old.
He even teamed up with Daredevil with the black ski mask fighting Kingpin.
Yeah.
Wait, Daredevil was in the Hulk show?
Yeah. In the TV movie.
The trial of the Incredible Hulk. Fucking what's his name defends him, bro.
I can't share my screen.
No, like, well, was he in costume?
He was in costume,
he didn't have the red horn. He just had the black pajamas.
Yeah, basically he was like Daredevil from season 1.
Yeah,
that's why he's dressed.
I like Daredevil with the red horns.
He looked kind of cool. Like, if he had like black horns, he doesn't. Yeah, he looks like Daredevil season 1.
Yeah,
he doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, speaking of Daredevil,
I was expecting something derpier, but he's not that bad.
Yeah, speaking of Daredevil, I think there's some about the Ben Affleck version was good.
Nah, that you're going too far. You stepped over the line, bro.
What?
stepped
Well,
over
I
the
thought
line.
the Kingpin was cool, badass, cool. So
With Ben Affleck,
the
Daredevil,
blonde lawyer from Hell's Kitchen.
with Ben Affleck, the Daredevil, I think he had the best. Like, I think he had the best physical look as Daredevil, and I really like the suit. I like it better than the Netflix one. You know,
Well, I mean, the red horns on the Netflix still was cool.
yeah. And the
That's
act
true.
and his action sequence was pretty cool. You know, he was a little
Yeah,
bit
and then
more
when he first fights
comic
King,
booky. He was a little bit more comic booky as Daredevil.
yeah, but when Affleck's Daredevil fought Kingpin for the first time, he got his ass kicked.
I wish that fight was a little bit more comic booky, but you can tell Michael Clark Duncan. It was. I wish a
He's
little
a
bit
big
more
dude,
comic.
man. He's a big
Yeah.
dude. More
You
bigger
know,
than
I was
more
expecting
big than
Daredevil
Vincent
to be doing.
D'Onofrio.
I was expecting Daredevil to be doing all these flips and acrobats and stuff, and he was just getting straight slaughtered.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like Michael Clark Duncan,
I don't
he's
remember that
bigger than
movie at
Vincent
all,
D'Onofrio.
though. I've watched that movie like 3 times, and I still can't remember anything in it. Like it's straight up like it's so corny, dude. It's so fucking corny. Like I don't know.
It's the early 2000s, there, man.
Hey, it's even a part in the movie where he literally gets gasoline, light, and creates a Daredevil. They don't show it, but he makes a DD, and then the cops
in
light
that
it
same
up.
scene, the dude he puts on the train tracks, he was like, "You see that light at the end of the tunnel? That's not heaven. That's the C train."
Yeah,
That's the C train.
I have to say though, I dug Ben Affleck's Batman, like the way he did that James Bond vibe about him. I think that was actually that could have worked, but you know, Zack Snyder.
Well,
that's all you have to say. You just Zack Snyder.
yeah. And speaking of when you're saying the Kingpin, I mean Michael Clark Duncan, that dude's big, more bigger than Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh no, but
Well,
Vincent D'Onofrio killed it, bro, more though.
yeah, they're about even, but Vincent D'Onofrio is bigger, and like they're both big. Michael Clark Duncan had more muscle on him. Vince D'Onofrio had a little bit more fat, but they was both big.
You know,
But I
funny
think
thing-
Vincent D'Onofrio, I mean, he looks and captured the Kingpin a
well,
lot.
I agree with that. But here's
But
the
Michael
funny
Clark
thing.
Duncan was still good too.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
he was
that,
good.
I just remember that.
So was the guy
that
from
version
Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Speaking of that version of Kingpin from the Ben Affleck movie, actually got to appear in the MTV Spider-Man series in 2003.
He was.
Yeah. There was an MTV Spider-Man
No,
series.
I remember the MTV Spider-Man show, but
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris voiced them.
that MTV show had some weird and I like the plot, but that show had some weird animation.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, my favorite cartoon of Spider-Man was like the 90s animated series.
Yeah, that was cool. That was
Yeah,
cool.
and the Spectacular.
And I don't even well, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but I don't even like Spider-Man that much as a character. But like,
That's
yeah.
fine. That's fine. Your opinion.
Yeah, but like at the same time, that you can't deny he's had some really good films.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't watch Spider-Man 2. Like, even though I liked it the first time I saw it, I didn't watch
Oh
it
my
for another 10 years or something
That's
like
the
that.
Joker.
see,
Sorry, I just found this
fan at
picture.
heart. Nerdman, true DC fan heart, got to give that movie like 10 years. You know, we watched movies 10
I'm gonna
years.
put a link in the prior chat. You guys can check this out.
No, I love the X-Men. The X-Men were my jam when it comes to Marvel. I loved the X-Men like comics and stuff like that. That was.
I'll say this for me. This is probably a hot take for me specifically. I like the X-Men Evolution show more than the 90s show.
You're
Really
capping, bro. You are capping. No.
I like
No.
Hey man, look, I like Southern Belle Road with that emo Rogue. It was something about emo Rogue that just caught my eyes.
Oh my god, they trashed Rogue so hard. Oh.
Spike, and my favorite character in that show was
trash
Spike,
Rogue?
that Black Mutant Spike. I loved Spike in that show. He had a good arc.
Yeah, I'm sure he did, but like I can't even remember it. Like
And that Wolverine
the
3 episode, come on.
X-Men 90 show was tight. It
was tight. It was tight.
You just got you hyped and shit like
no.
immediately.
So real quick, I just found this on Twitter. It's on the Cito Show Bad one. Apparently, this is the Joker.
Huh? Wait, is that the black dude that's supposed to be playing Joker?
No, this is the actual. See the green hair and white face. This is the actual Joker. I'm like, what the heck is this supposed to be?
And this for
It's like-
Batwoman.
yeah, from there.
I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I'm glad I'm not watching this because
Yeah, I mean, I'm compared to like like other actors we got. Let me just get the images up. Yeah, compared to like all these things.
I mean, he doesn't look bad. It's just that I would like to
the
watch
Jokers
it.
then?
My favorite live action look from the Joker is Jack Nicholson.
But how would you rank the Jokers? Like each?
Oh, all the movie actors, you mean?
Yeah, from
okay,
Adam
well,
West
number one
to
number one,
Phoenix.
Jack Nicholson. Number two, Heath Ledger. Number three, the '60s one. Number four, Jared Leto, and five, Joaquin.
You have got to be fucking kidding me right now.
Hey, I like Jack Nicholson.
No, man, come on, bro.
Oh, come on, Jack Nicholson.
All right, K-Dots, how are you ranking them?
Heath Ledger first, Joaquin, Jack Nicholson, '60s Joker, and then Jared Leto.
Dang. I mean,
all right.
I think
I'll take that.
if you look at the picture here, he looks more like Joker.
I honestly, I can't, like, sometimes I like Jack Nicholson's Joker more than what's it called?
Heath Ledger.
Like, it's so close to me. Like, I think Jack Nicholson gets underrated. He played the classic Joker.
Yeah,
and
he had the squirting flower.
He had more of the funny jokes as well. Like he could do those thick, funny. Yeah, exactly. He was funny, dude. So like, there's that, but then the Heath Ledger one was sinister. He was just like fucking cold as shit. But I'm gonna tell you, I like Joaquin Phoenix's one.
Well, he's not really a Joker, like the clown.
I like Joaquin. Even though, yes, he becomes Joker near the end of the movie. You don't get Joker the whole movie, but he does become Joker. I like the different journey they do compared to his comic, which is, more so Batman is the cause of him becoming Joker, depending on what iteration you're pulling from. But I was okay with them doing that. And they also made Joker and his riots be a reason that the Waynes get shot.
And apparently, guys, this here is also a Joker actor.
Oh, he's good.
I like him.
He's top.
Yeah, this is Cameron Mine.
Yeah, I like him in the show Shameless. He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's the Joker too. Yeah, look at all these pictures here. And
played. I'm not sure if you know Andrew, but he played the main Jedi from Fallen Order.
I did know that. I recognized his face. Yeah, and
wait a minute. Oh, wait. We can't forget Lego Batman Joker.
Oh, this is a different look, but yeah,
Lego Batman Joker's a goat, bro.
If I'm saying all Jokers animated as well, I'm putting in the Joker from Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, Michael Emerson.
Jimmy Kimmel. No, wait. Which talk show host? He reminded me so much of a talk show host, but which one would he? David Letterman.
He kills. What's his name?
No. But when I look at the Dark Knight Returns Joker, he seems like a talk show host to me.
Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien. Yeah.
No, it was Conan.
Yeah, he does. He does look like Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Even the voice too.
But I loved him, and then also the Joker from Red Hood.
Oh, that's John DiMaggio. He was Bender, Futurama.
Dude, that guy was hard. He was cold as fuck. That sinister laugh of his, man, that was tight.
And the one and the two. It's like, oh, did I break the little birdie?
What hurt more, A or B? So yeah, here is the Batman actors. Next, we got there's West, Keaton, Kilmer, Clooney, Bale, Affleck, and now Pattinson.
I'm putting Kilmer on the same level as Ben Affleck.
Wait, what was that?
I'm putting Kilmer on the same level as Ben Affleck.
What level is that?
Number 3.
Oh,
it's Bale, then Keaton. They're very close together. Like they're 1A and 1B, and then I'm putting Keaton. Sorry, Val Kilmer and Ben Affleck. It's the same.
Look at this. This is a weird looking bat.
That bat was so disgusting.
Yeah.
They tried to do Smallville, but no, they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorites is like this one here.
How many seasons did Gotham get again, Andrew?
5.
5, okay.
What's happened to Isaac, by the way?
I think he left.
He said he'll be back in 10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was the one that put my sharing screen up. Yeah, so this is the 89 suit. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, Michael Keaton's modified suit from them set photos looks great.
Oh, the Batgirl said, yeah.
Not even though I was a stuntman, they modeled they get the stuntman that's like in the same physical shape as the
Let me see
main
if I
actor.
can the picture. Here it is. Look at that.
I don't like it.
This dude looks scary as shit.
I'm like, Michael Keaton's supposed to be wearing this?
He looks great. I like that second picture. Now I asked him. He looks like a scary. Now he looks intimidating.
I mean, he's supposed
put
to
him,
be.
Put him in the dark alley.
I mean, it's supposed to be a continuation of the return suit here on the right.
Right.
I like the return suit better with the yellow belt, bro.
Well, I mean, the 89 suit looks.
Yeah. I wish I had a yellow belt.
I mean, see.
But I think because I think when the Flash reboot happens, he's going to be a slightly altered version of Keaton's Batman. I don't think he's going to stay Burton. I don't think he's going to stay completely Burton Batman.
I also like this suit.
I like this suit. Only problem is he can't move his neck.
Well, I don't think that's an issue for me because at least with this, he looks more intimidating than this.
I mean, I like this one because it's. Yeah, you can tell he can move his neck. It's a lot more practical for him.
I mean, look at this. He looks like he's ready to. He's like, so.
But I still like this suit too. The suit is good. Like if he could have moved his neck in his suit, this would be perfect bat suit.
I mean, you got the classic perching shots here.
Yep.
I mean, one suit that I think is cool if you take like a certain thing out is this one.
Kilmer.
Yeah, I mean, if you take the nipples off, it looks cool.
I don't know why they put the nipples on that suit.
Yeah.
Nasty. What is that? I thought it was a stupid like put nipples on it.
What about the new one here?
That's now the suit is slowly growing on me, but still to me, I love the chest piece. I love the torso area. The cowl from the front looks great, but the cowl from the side it looks kind of ugly. But from the front,
it looks like it was stitched on.
Well, if you look at it from the side, he has a big like from the side, like this. He has a big forehead.
Oh,
but
from
the front, that's why I like a lot of the camera facing him from the front, like
like this one here.
Yeah, like that one. All these shots would be great because he looks great from the front, just like it's those camera angles with these suits.
What are you thinking of the scenes that they've been dropping? Because
I think
I feel like they're dropping too much, and then the second thing is like it's not like I don't know. I'm expecting a little bit more, like something a little bit punchier, but I'm hoping they're just saving it all for the.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Well, that's why, Nerman. I really feel like all the scenes that he showed us is like really just short tidbits, and there's so much more. Like I know there is gonna be so much more they didn't show, but if he showed us all the best scenes, yes, that can kind of hurt. But still, from what I'm seeing, this movie visually, it's the cinematography. This movie looks great. This is like the filters, the cameras, all. This movie looks good. I'm not sure if y'all seen this.
Hey, did you hear that apparently Pattinson in his audition test he wore all the bat suits worn by the previous actors?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I actually want to see him in all those suits.
Yeah, I heard he wore like Keaton's, Clooney's, Bale's. He said like his head was like too small for some of them.
I think he said the Val Kilmer one was the one that fit him the best.
Yeah.
Really?
He said he didn't try the Adam West one though.
So this suit, the one that fit him.
That's what he did say. The Val Kilmer one was the one that fits.
Yeah.
Let me find a shot because I want to show you guys. Like, man, this shit right here, bro. This why this movie gives me so much hope. You get shit like this, bro.
Well, is it the where? Which one? What shot is it?
Like, I really feel like we're about to get a lot of like creepy horror-esque shots in this movie and stuff. Like, share my screen, Isaac.
Oh,
So this is an extended version of the scene where he's like literally peeking in the penguin's car after it crashed.
oh, that.
That looks like straight out of a horror movie.
I'll play just a small bit, so you guys can get the full like effect of it. But
All right.
he just peeks down, like, bro, shots
He's
like
like,
these. It's so.
Hello.
Hiya, buddy.
I can imagine him like popping down saying,
It's like, how you doing?
Hello there.
Yeah. That is that's a great shot.
yeah, I mean, he literally knocks the penguin's car and then just walks up to it like a boss.
I really feel like this movie. I kind of hope there is some like thrilling horror like shots in this movie too, because this Batman movie could benefit from that. Like, you know, kind of make us a bit uncomfortable at times too.
I mean, this was the big poster they have for it.
That's probably the only poster that I didn't love, just because of the floating heads. I'm getting a little tired of
I
the
think my
posters.
favorite poster was that motion poster.
The motion poster?
I like the
Yeah.
red one, right? I have a shirt of it.
Oh, this red one here?
Yeah, I have a shirt with that poster on it.
Oh,
Yeah, and there's also this one.
That one looks pretty good too.
Yeah, it's him and Catwoman.
You guys,
You know, funny
nice.
thing,
You
the
guys
Bat- I remember seeing people using the the floating heads to make it with like other versions, like the animated series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Dude.
Wait, are you guys gonna watch?
Oh, here it is. Look at
Are you
that.
guys gonna watch it on Tuesday?
I'm gonna
watching,
watch
March
on March
1st,
4th.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
This
watching
is
it
the poster
the
with
very
the animated
first
series looks.
Tuesday. That actually looks pretty badass.
I'm watching it March the 2nd. Is that the Tuesday?
And here they are with the Batman and Robin.
No, the Tuesday is
First.
March 1st. Wait, what?
Alright.
Are you going to a Regal?
I'm going to Metro. Oh, AMC. AMC Metro.
Yeah, because I know AMC and I think maybe Cinemark are doing March 1st, but I know Regal is doing March 2nd. I don't know why, but it is what it is.
The earliest one I could go to was March 2nd. So
Isaac, I just DM'd you another little quick GIF from the Batman movie. That's another great shot I just sent you to. This
Which
movie
one was
looks-
it?
Like, visually, look at the shot I just sent you. I just DM'd it to you.
I'm trying
This
to.
movie looks beautiful and crisp. It's all a $100 million budget. 100 million. And this movie looks this good. I'm like, damn. You know, that's why your budget doesn't even matter.
Oh,
It's what you do with it. It's what you do with that.
Oh, I
budget
saw
that
the
matters.
GIF.
Check this out. It's the Dark Knight and Dark Knight. It's the Dark Knight trilogy posters, but with the animated series looks.
Yeah. Also, I just noted I completely forgot about the poll I did. It says early reviews got you excited. We have 26 votes. 88% of you say yes, and 12% say no. That's
really
very positive.
I think Mike and Onzo are in the. are in there, bro.
What? Wait, are they here?
Nah, I'm just making a joke.
Oh, okay.
And Maladin Kulish, I probably pronounced that wrong, but he says Isaac is back. What took you so long? I was actually just eating because I thought I was only going to go 40 minutes.
Take a break for your food.
Man, he was
Yeah.
he was Aladdin. He was reading the leaked Batman script.
Yeah, I thought the stream was going to be like 40 minutes because it was like 10 a.m. I'm like, no one's going to show up. And I'm surprised how many people showed up.
Hey,
I mean, hey, it's up to you.
yes.
It's up to you. However long you wanted to go or in. You know, we're just.
Yeah, I'll go as long as we can.
I'll probably leave soon, but I'm gonna stay for a little bit.
But I forgot about this.
In my mind's eye, Kenobi.
I feel bad for
Whoa.
anyone who wore headphones.
Oh my God.
he's a great voice actor for Star Wars.
I didn't know you voiced Darth Maul.
Shouts out Starkler. That dude's forever Starkler.
Speaking of Vader, my two
What's
favorite
y'all's
Star Wars-
favorite Batman?
My favorite what?
Favorite Batman, like live action.
Oh, mine's Michael Keaton.
Nice.
Fail.
Oh yeah, I think I asked Andrew that, but I forgot. This is J.K. Dots and Nerdman.
Bale and Keaton. I like them both.
Even though
1A,
Affleck's my second.
You don't got any Adam West fans here?
Nope.
No, just kidding. Mine's Ben Affleck.
So anyway, this is my two favorite villains from Star Wars: Darth Vader and Kylo Ren.
Nice. Darth Vader's my favorite villain in general, like of all time.
Yeah, I mean, people
Really?
pit Vader against like the Joker as like iconic villains.
Hmm
I got Joker over Vader. If
I like
you wanna,
Kylo Ren too.
if you want to pair somebody from Star Wars, it got to be Sidious and Joker. If you want to pair like villain,
Oh, Snyder Stefano says Kylo Ren is whack.
Oh, he's whack?
I actually like. I think Adam Driver gave a good performance as Kylo
Well, I think
Ren.
in my opinion, like, see the mask he's wearing right there. I think he's better when he's wearing that.
I like the voice. It sounds pretty
Yeah,
badass.
it sounds mysterious.
But I do love Adam Driver's performance in it. Like,
Hey,
to
did
Let
me,
me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question quick. When this movie comes out, like the Batman, if it's great and the Riddler's great in it, do you think the Riddler is going to be elevated to the level of Joker? Or do you think
Ooh.
Joker
as long as he
got
gives
it?
a great like a, it's not just that he has to have a great performance. It's also he needs to be like a masterpiece, like
Here's
an
the thing.
unforgettable one.
When it
And
comes with like the Riddler, I mean, look at what we had before. We had Frank Gorshin, we had Jim Carrey, and we had Corey Michael Smith on Gotham. This is what came before.
what if we find out Paul Dano is wearing a wig, and behind that wig it's pink hair?
well, let me ask, because this is what I'm also kind of worried about too, and this is not the fault of DC or Marvel because they both do this. To be fair, we know in the movie, confirmed trailers, Riddler knows Batman is Bruce Wayne, right?
But how?
Yeah.
Now, I have no issue with that, but my issue is this: whenever these villains find out about these characters' identities in these movies, they always die.
You're saying they're gonna kill Riddler?
I'm not saying I don't know how he's gonna die, but
I
I
don't
think he's gonna die.
You think they're
I
gonna
don't
kill
want him to
Riddler?
die,
Wow.
but whenever their identities get exposed, the writers choose to.
Well, here's the
think
thing. Here's the thing. Hold on. But here's the thing. The Jim Carrey Riddler knew, but he got sent to Arkham.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm not.
Yeah. He fucked your point there.
No. But really, look at it. That's still because that's really not going to work.
Are you saying this because like
then you can still
Joker, Jack Nicholson Joker, Penguin, Ra's al Ghul, all that because he knew his identity?
But didn't Jack Nicholson Joker die?
Well, he didn't know his identity. But he didn't know his identity.
He didn't know his identity. Neither did Penguin.
But for the most part, in all these superhero movies, whenever the heroes' identities get exposed, the villains end up dying. It happened with Green Goblin in Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2 with Dr. Octopus, Spider-Man 3 with Harry,
Oh my goodness.
Venom. Sandman didn't die; he left, but he's not going to snitch on Spider-Man because he respects him now. But
yeah, right.
I don't want them because I want them to. If Mabry's going to build his universe and do GCPD all this spin-off stuff in Penguin, I don't want to see the villains die. But I think that's one thing comic book movies do lack in general. They keep killing off their villains, and if they're trying to, like, especially MCU, they're building a universe and they keep killing off villains. It's like you have more heroes and you have villains at this point. But just in general, DC and Marvel, they need to learn how to stop killing their villains in these movies if they're building up to so much more.
I guess
I
guarantee
guarantee what would have been so much epic, and rest in peace Heath Ledger, if he didn't pass away. Heath Ledger would have been in Dark Knight Rises Joker.
I heard they were going to do that. I heard
that would have been epic, and he didn't know Batman's identity either. Like Nolan was building up to something big if Heath Ledger didn't pass away.
What would that have been,
check this out with the Penguin.
Would have been
The actors that came
movie
before.
with Joker as the villain.
No, I think it would have been a combination of villains in the movie, but Joker would have been in the third movie. Because let's say if Dark Knight Rises still played out the way it did, if Heath Ledger didn't die, Joker would have been out there too. Because technically the character's not dead, the actor's dead. Joker was alive in Dark Knight Rises. He just for some reason wasn't out.
He was stuck in jail. So look at this. This is all the Penguin actors before Colin Farrell. You had Burgess Meredith, Danny DeVito, and Robin Lord Taylor.
Colin
Danny
Farrell.
DeVito and Lord Taylor are fucking sick.
Danny DeVito to me is the best Penguin. He's like Pete Penguin.
I mean, when you look at the whole thing, the one that actually looks like Penguin is the one in the middle here.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he's got the monocle, he's got the umbrella.
The guy in the top right, he's solid.
Yeah.
They were all good. He was one of the best ones in that stupid Batman series, the Penguin.
One of them. Was there more?
No, I'm just saying he was one of the best villains and best acted villains in that old Batman series. He was actually quite good.
Oh, look at that, yeah. This was one of the other guys too, Jerome. He was another one of the best things.
Oh, from the Gotham series.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hated that
white
Gotham
kid named
series.
Jerome.
I've only ever seen
look,
like
he's
one
got that
season of
creepy,
Gotham.
Creepy smile.
It was trash.
Bring back Danny DeVito. I remember when Penguin was being casted, one of the rumored castings was Jonah Hill.
Really?
Yeah, I think
well,
if you find it, you could.
Hey, Jonah Hill would have probably been really good.
Would he have done the
but
same
he
thing he did
wanted
in
to be the
Superbad?
Riddler. No,
Wait,
he
was it
wanted to be
Riddler?
No, he wanted to be the Riddler. Matt Reeves
Oh.
wanted him to be Penguin, but he kept going, no, I want to be the Riddler, and he was just like, no.
You know what, Jonah Hill? I'm glad you didn't get cast. You're stepping out of your lane. You were going to play Penguin.
Go back to Superbad.
How dare he?
would have been a tight Penguin, innit?
Yeah, he would have been so good. He should have went for it, bro. He would have been epic. I was like, not because he's chubby, but I can see him as the Penguin because like Jonah Hill, when he acts serious, he can act. When he takes a role serious, he can act. Like a lot of comedians will surprise people. They end up being kind of good actors. So like Kevin Hart to me, if you watch his movie Fatherhood, he's getting better with his acting.
Oh,
I was honestly pissed about Colin Farrell being the Penguin, and man, he shut me up real quick. I was like,
prosthetics look really good.
So look at this. Yeah. These are all the actors that portrayed Lex Luthor. This is Lyle Talbot, Gene Hackman from the Superboy series, Lois and Clark with Dean Cain, Michael Rosenbaum, Kevin Spacey, John Cryer, and Jesse Eisenberg.
I think
here's my hot take.
Is the best.
Here's my hot take on Lex Luthor. They haven't nailed it yet. They have not nailed. The best one is from Lois and Clark.
John Shea.
Yep.
Why that one?
He's a super genius billionaire fucking.
Like, here's the thing: he never went bald except this one time here. See, he always had hair.
But he was good, man. He was smooth as fuck, dude.
What about the Smallville?
So is his head.
What about the Smallville?
The Smallville Lex is the second best. He's the second best.
At least Michael Rosenbaum was bald for 10 seasons.
But I just don't think they've gotten. They haven't properly done Lex Luthor because Lex Luthor from the Justice League animated show. That's the.
That's right, Clancy Brown.
I actually do agree. That's my favorite Lex.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, like none of them have not touched the animated series Justice League yet. I mean, Lex yet.
He was.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, here is the Clancy Brown Lex Luthor from the animated series.
Yeah, I remember for a while people used to make this argument that this Lex Luthor was black, but people forgot that in this animation style, even the white characters had darker skin too. Like Superman, like depending on the episode, his skin would be darker, usually darker.
Yeah,
he's biracial.
Might be.
But that one, he was so smart, he could take on the whole Justice League, bro. Like I swear to God, he did like so many things where he was like.
He even tricked Darkseid at the end with the anti-life equation.
Right. Yeah, then he disappeared forever. So check this out. This is the Flash actors: John Wesley Shipp, Grant Gustin, and Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller for the win, bro. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'll say Grant Gustin's my favorite, but that's because I feel like we haven't seen too much of Ezra.
I'll say that John Wesley Shipp is a better Jay Garrick than he is a Flash, a Barry Allen.
Oh, he's better Jay Garrick than Barry Allen.
He's a better Jay Garrick to me than because I like this suit, you know, but from what I've seen, him as Barry Allen wasn't. Yeah, he's better as Jay Garrick though. To me,
Oh, I mean, the costume looks. Look at that costume.
Flash No Way Home.
Sick.
The show was weird. The show was really.
Well, here's the thing: the 1990s Flash gave us Mark Hamill as the trick.
I'll say my favorite Flash scene out of all these characters. A specific scene is still the Snyder cut scene when he saves the Justice League in the final battle.
Oh,
That's like my favorite Flash scene in general.
Dude, I'm sorry. You've got to get your DC card taken away, fucking K-Dots. If you don't like that scene,
you don't like it?
No, wait. Let me make it clear. From a story standpoint, I don't like that scene. Visually and power-wise, it's tight. Visually, it's like this. I think the scene where Superman comes in, he's wrecking on Steppenwolf and stuff, it looks tight, all that stuff, right? But just the build up to that, everything else around, I was like, man. But I can still admit when an action scene is still cool without, you know, taking out all the build up and stuff. I can admit when the action scene is cool. The Flash scene
when Superman was walking through, like looking.
What about
wait, Andrew. When he was looking through, when he was walking through, and his two dads were talking to him just before he flies off. That didn't get your nipples hard as a fucking DC fan?
It was cool.
I love it. Was cool. That scene was fucking.
Nerman, look. Nerman, look. Wait. All right, no. Let me make this clear. Like I said, visually, all aesthetic, all that shit look cool, but look at it from a story standpoint. He walks into the ship. He walks past a red and blue suit, perfect red and blue suit. But he picks his black one. Now,
so that
people would say, okay. Now I agree. He the black one, he needs to regenerate. He went up to the sun, right? But this is the problem. He didn't need to regenerate. He came back at full strength. So that black suit was just there for aesthetic and shit. It wasn't there.
To be fair,
comic book knowledge into it. There's nothing that said that he put on that suit so that he could regenerate or anything. That's your own headcanon from the comic.
I know. All right. But
why put on that suit? Because it looked dope, and he wanted to look dope. So
to be fair,
because it looks cool. That's it.
To be fair, Zach, remember they didn't use an actual black suit because Zach wasn't allowed to.
They edited.
I will admit, like looking at it, the black suit, just not like ignore the comics for now. In the movie, it is weird why he picks out the black suit and nobody. Not even Batman's like, oh, I guess you're wearing my colors now, but I still love it though.
Yeah, like
especially
this. Like, I can aesthetically, visually appreciate all that stuff. It's just from the story perspective, it doesn't make sense why he would do that. That's just
I love that scene.
Why
doesn't and look real quick, the Flash scene, it looks cool to me. Problem is, with that ending, is a cop out. It's like a little cop out in the plot, like Deus Ex Machina.
It's not a Deus Ex Machina. He shows that he can do that shit from
okay. Nerman. This is the problem. Nerman.
He talks about it even before in the movie. He says when he moves close to the speed of light, funny things happen to time. He then fucking runs to like when he's basically trying to charge the mother box or whatever, and you see that at a certain point he turns back time just by like a point of a second or something like that. So it's completely set up in the movie. There's no Deus Ex Machina. You need to stop saying that shit. Have no evidence. Stop fucking spreading this propaganda bullshit, bro.
Nerdman, look. Nerdman. The scene is cool, but Flash should not be. Let's say Zack Snyder Justice first came out. The first time Flash is in a live action movie. He shouldn't be time traveling in his first live action appearance in a movie.
Why not?
Because that's all that time travel speed for you got to build up to that.
Yeah, they
Bro,
brought it to it in the film.
I'm gonna get your ass right now, you son of a
Oh
bitch.
Big debate right now. Nah, keep it going. Keep it going.
Imagine the first Avengers movie, Captain America picks up Mjolnir.
You said
No, that's
bro.
different. That's
You said
no, that is different because Flash's big thing is his ability to access the the Speed Force. Well, Captain America holding Mjolnir, that's more for different stuff. That's not something that is to the character and that's in the like if you read any Captain America comic, it's not him building up to Mjolnir. It's that eventually he's able to carry it because after stories we find out he's worthy. But with Flash, from the beginning, he's always been a Speed Force character.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. Let me ask you guys.
No. Because this is what they try and do. This is what they try and do. They try and silence the nerd man. Here's what I'm gonna do. Look, so here's the thing. In the first Justice League with Josh Whedon, the Flash says, to Batman, like basically he says to Batman, like, that's an oversimplification of my powers. Yeah. And everyone was like, oh shit, what's he gonna do? And they watched the Justice League and they were like, fucking sit down, Flash, bro. You can't do shit.
Because I was hinted at.
And they were criticizing that movie for like the Flash not going full on or using his powers or anything like that. Uh-huh. So the Zack Snyder movie comes out. The Zack Snyder movie comes out. He fucking uses the Speed Force. He phases through shit. He shows that sentence that he said when he said that's an oversimplification of my powers actually meant something.
He was also
and you're still criticizing. So what should he have done? What should he have done to be able to show that the Flash is different from other speedsters?
Be fast, take out a lot of enemies. I mean, he could have done way more.
That's not an oversimplification of his powers, is it?
Nerman, you didn't need to do all that with Flash. Keep it real simple. Just make him run fast. Because let's be real in the movie. He in that final battle, he should have been knocking enemies out. Boom, 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 boom. Batman was getting more kills in the final battle than him. Same for Cyborg. Even Aquaman. All he did was run around in the circle. Like, come on, man.
I'm gonna take off.
Wait. Let me ask you a question, Jeremy. Are you okay with Flash? Are you okay with Flash time traveling in his first movie? Answer that question.
He didn't time travel.
No. Are you okay with him? He did time travel.
He didn't time travel. He entered the Speed Force,
and then he time traveled and reeled back time so he can touch Cyborg.
Yeah, by a bit. That ain't time traveling. No,
did Cyborg consent to it?
That's reverse. Look. Time travel is when you travel to a different period of time.
They didn't even consent to going back in time too. Flash did time travel and didn't even. And
wait, were they even aware of it? Were they aware that they died?
He time travel violated their shit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he violated them. But no, hey Isaac, they wasn't aware because not even Darkseid was aware. He was like, oh, they wasn't aware. But look, the scene is cool visually, but the story standpoint, it's like no. Look, villain wins at the last minute because I love Steppenwolf. I was like, yeah, you won, and then cops out. Oh, time travel fixed it all.
I did feel sympathy towards Steppenwolf though. Especially the scene where he speaks to Desaad.
Steppenwolf was one of my favorite parts of the movie, even in the first one, the Whedon one, and this one. I like Steppenwolf. I was like, man. I'll be honest, I wanted more Steppenwolf screen time in Zaxxon. I'm like, man, get Aquaman out here. I want more Steppenwolf screen time. Give me Steppenwolf. He was tight. Come on, Desaad.
Dude, Isaac, tell this motherfucker, man. What are you
talking about? Wait, Isaac, no, let me ask Isaac. Isaac, are you okay? Are you okay with Flash time traveling in his first live action movie?
Oh heck yeah! Especially because in the movie they did build up.
All right, well,
and he even seemed scared.
You're a little bit more.
I never want to hear you. I want to hear you say that again. You just admitted you're wrong. I never want to hear you say it again. He was
no. But different. Isaac was consistent about it because I see people complaining that why is Flash time traveling and doing Flashpoint in his first movie, but in Zack Snyder's Justice League he time travels. He just literally doing the
Oh,
same
I've
shit.
heard that criticism. The whole why is Flashpoint? I'm fine with it. I mean,
Yeah, like,
I
hey,
think-
I'm okay with it. I just didn't like in Zack Snyder just like just for the Justice League to win, you had to cop out with time travel.
I will say one thing I do like is in the 2017 version, and the big question is why is Superman and Flash in the same speed? And they never really answer it in that movie. It's just Flash is the same speed as Superman. But
I didn't really
in this,
like how Superman could track him too.
No, I
Even
don't
that,
like
what
that.
what I
didn't like
liked
how Superman
about
could track him.
what I liked about the Zack Snyder version is Flash is actually holding back because prior to fighting Superman, he says, "I have this thing, that lets me go to the Speed Force," and I like how he seems fearful because he knows that messing with time is
Yeah.
not a thing you should be doing.
Yeah.
Right,
And
exactly.
I,
That's
I
what I
like
liked
that they
about it.
and see that's why I liked in the Whedon version they set it up because I knew he was going to do it in his next movie. You set it up. You don't do it in this movie, but you set it
Yeah.
up for Flash's upcoming trilogy in his third film, second film. That should be done in a Flash movie where he time
Right.
travels and goes and breaks
Into a
that rule.
different time, but it's when he goes back like really far. That's when it sends ripples through the time space continuum, right? And like it changes reality. But if he's just going back for like a second, like he did in the Justice League movie, I don't think that like really like
I mean,
messes up
well,
the
look,
timeline.
Nerman,
Here's the thing.
Nerman, real quick. If I was running it, best believe I would have gave y'all a Flash movie before we got to Justice League, and then Flash's second movie, he would have did that time traveling stuff.
All right,
I agree. Like if someone put me in charge, which nobody should, but if I was in charge of the DCEU prior, I would have probably
Isaac must
set
give
up a
us
couple
Wonder
films.
Twins.
Yeah.
The only character I probably wouldn't set up is Cyborg because I feel like Cyborg's story in Zack Snyder's Justice League was more sympathetic towards the team, team itself, and Aquaman maybe probably not give him his solo movie, but I would give like Flash, maybe have Batfleck have his own story, but the rest, then after that,
Oh no,
but I'm fine with
you get Wonder Woman, you get Flash, and you get Green Lantern. That's how I would have.
I'm fine with what Zack Snyder did because eventually in Zack Snyder's Justice League, either way, we still learn about these characters, what their motivations are.
Yeah, I think either way they could have put Green Lantern, Aquaman, Flash, Wonder Woman, and Batman and Superman should have got movies before. But Green Lantern, whoever they pick, Howard, John, doesn't matter. And Cyborg could have been developed in the Justice League movie. Because that's kind of also the problem too with both of the movies, the Whedon and Zack one. They're trying to develop everyone when like if you develop them in another movie, you don't have to waste time hearing.
I don't think it was wasted. I enjoyed.
No, I'm not.
Seeing all of them, like like what they were doing at a certain time, and you know what, like that shit was emotional. You're taking away the emotion from that that time travel shit. The way no, because his dad set that up, and his dad was really good. I like the actor who played his dad. When he's talking to him about like you're running in place, son, and blah blah blah.
He also played Dr. Manhattan.
That's true.
Exactly. And he's saying you're running in place, son, and the future and the past, you can make it. You can do your. And he says all of those things back during that scene, and it was, come on, man, Dad.
I couldn't look. I visually appreciate scene, but I cannot get emotionally jiggy with that scene. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you could get emotionally jiggy with that fucking bullshit Spider-Man No Way Home, right?
To me,
I got emotionally jiggy with it because of the scene, and I said
because you're a simp.
I am a simp. That's the truth. But when Andrew, Toby, and Tom all came on screen, and Andrew came in there like, "I love Gwen."
That was bullshit.
I did love that. I did love that.
That was bullshit because he didn't even mention his Uncle Ben.
Like that
why didn't he mention his Uncle Ben?
So to be fair, I think Gwen's death was much more depressing.
Was more bigger situation to him.
I think he should have mentioned both of them.
Yeah, exactly. And
when was his most recent loss? That
I think it was also more heartbreaking.
When was that most recent loss?
Nah, come on. How can it be more heartbreaking to lose Gwen than Uncle Ben? Come on, man.
No, but it's not more heartbreaking. It's just
he's a simp.
Recent thing that
they made him a simp. They made him a simp, K-Dots.
I mean, all of them simps. You know,
Wait, to be fair,
Toby's a simp too. I mean, look,
he was
facing
probably a virgin
MJ
before he
been
met
cheating on
Gwen.
everybody.
Sorry, what was that, Isaac? Sorry.
To be fair, he was probably a virgin before he met Gwen.
Yeah,
that's true.
But dude, Nerdman, when Andrew came on that screen and did that little.
Oh, when he wiped up the cobwebs,
bro, that was fire. The way that was acting right there. That was acting, bro. I was in tears. I was like,
okay.
The way he survived bread being thrown at him.
I went to tears when Toby was talking about his Uncle Ben, and when he reunited with Octavius. That hit me more.
You know when I went to tears? You know when I went to tears during that movie? When Tom Holland started telling the two other Spider-Man how to fucking act. I was like,
what?
I
don't know. You're bringing the Toby with Andrew.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. They this fucking young little whippersnapper telling fucking Toby how to be Spider-Man.
Oh, hey!
I nearly puked up in my fucking popcorn and shit.
You're saying Toby was bad at terrible acting? That's bullcrap.
No. He's talking about how Tom was leading them.
Well,
he didn't like that.
Toby,
I wasn't a huge fan of it either, but I understood why. But I was like, Toby should have. Toby should have been
longer than the kid.
Yeah, Toby should have been running court, bro.
He should have been like,
I will do this.
Coordinate our attacks and all that stuff.
They should have brought in Bully McGuire.
That would have been epic, bro.
Yeah, bring this man back.
Hey, I wonder if they have any behind the scenes footage of them like doing the Bully McGuire dance in those.
Oh, I want to see that so badly. Oh, I love that shot there, them hugging.
Beautiful cinema.
Have them all three do the dance in the same exact suite with the same exact clothes.
Oh wait, I think there might be a video. Well, not a real one, but hold on.
Like a fan edited one.
Yeah. Hold on, I want to see if I can find it. I'll tell you when I find it.
All right.
They didn't make him a simp nerd, man. Losing Gwen broke him because he failed to save Ben, Captain Stacy, and now Gwen. Of course, he had to break him. No, but dude, the point is when they're talking about Uncle Ben and Aunt May, I don't see why it wouldn't trigger in him like, oh, I lost Uncle Ben as well. Why would he think like? Yes, you know maybe they wanted to show his own personal loss. But he could have just said, "Yeah, and I lost Uncle Ben and Gwen as well."
Well, I think he should have mentioned.
He should have mentioned both of them.
He should have mentioned all the loss, like Ben, Captain Stacy, and Gwen, because he didn't get Captain Stacy killed, but Captain Stacy coming to back him up got him killed, and Gwen dies trying to help out Spider-Man. He should have mentioned all three of them.
Well, he should have mentioned two.
And then Captain Stacy also warned him too, which I thought was like kind of effed up. Don't date my daughter. I was like, whoa, man, what the heck? I don't know why he did that.
He still did it.
But he still did it. And then it just adds to the loss even more with his Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, that does.
You are a liar, sir. You are a liar when it comes to Zack Snyder's job. I know you love that movie, but really,
who, me?
Yeah, I know you love it. Really.
Look, this is the thing. Like, I like parts in it. Look, I like when Superman comes in and starts beating up on Steppenwolf. I like
not impressed.
I like the part when Batman takes out his gauntlets and blocks the blasters.
All right, I found two versions of it.
I like Steppenwolf.
Just give me a second.
I like the fight with the
Wonder
Amazon.
Woman's tight. Wonder Woman's tight.
I mean, she was tight in the Whedon. Like, she didn't do anything different that I already liked her in the Whedon version. I liked her here. Same with Cyborg. Like, I already liked you in the Whedon version. I still like you here.
Here we go.
What does it look like from Fortnite?
Well, here's the thing. I found another one, and that's
I liked it.
I
found another one. It's like a toy version.
They're gonna add all their Fortnite skins. I bet. Andrew, Toby.
Did you guys see what the NFL channel posted? With The Rock.
What did they post?
Oh, wait, let me see this. That actually looks cool.
Oh no! Well, they did.
The NFL. So Dwayne Johnson introduced the two teams in the Super Bowl, and the NFL uploaded that clip. And instead of putting Dwayne Johnson introduces his team, they put the guy from Fortnite introduces his team.
seriously?
It's real. Like it's on the NFL official YouTube account.
Nice.
Hey, it's still Dwayne. He is the guy from Fortnite.
Oh yeah, didn't Dwayne say he's doing a Fortnite movie?
Hey, Isaac, what you think about that Black Adam, man? That Justice Society looks
Hey, look,
beautiful.
Oh,
I
that
love
that does
Doctor
look
Fate.
awesome.
The look, especially Adam Smasher looks cool.
Dude, he looks, oh my god.
Hawkman looks cool. Dwayne Johnson looks badass.
Hey,
I can't believe they didn't drop a trailer though. I was upset about that shit.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
we'll
it's gonna
probably
take a
get
while.
later.
Isaac, I think, and this look, don't get too attached to Adam Smasher, guys. I think that's the first person Black Adam's going to automatically just destroy.
You gonna kill him?
Yeah, like it's like a trope in movies where they put those big people in, those big like goons.
Oh yeah.
They just get wrecked by the smaller person. I'm not saying he's going to get wrecked. Hopefully, I think Black Adam should kill Adam. Like at the end of the movie, he should be fighting the JSA. They should all become enemies, but he should definitely kill one of them. He should kill Adam Smasher.
Oh wow!
Dude, I can imagine right now. He stops Adam Smasher's punch with his hand, grabs his fingers, break each one of them, and then like just crazy stuff. Black Adam is going to be awesome.
Oh, look what Milan said. They did not make him a sip nerd, man. Losing Gwen broke him because he failed to save Ben, Captain Stacy, and now Gwen. Of course, he had a breaking point.
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
man,
he already reacted to it.
Dude, yeah. Dr. Fate. Now that's how you do Dr. Fate.
Who thinks that Black Adam will be a part of the Justice League in the DC movies?
No,
I don't think he will be part of the Justice. I do think they're gonna set up him fighting Zachary Levi.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome to see.
I think that's what they're trying to set up.
Here's the thing. I want it to be like that one anime movie, Superman and Shazam: Return of Black Adam.
Oh yeah, that would be badass to see in live action.
Yeah, because
I mean, as much as I want
Henry Cavill, it'll be Henry Cavill, Zachary Levi, and The Rock.
I would like to see it too, but I'm not gonna be too pissed if we never get it because that is kind of like.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think Dwayne Johnson and Henry Cavill have the same manager.
Yeah, Danny Garcia.
And I think, it is. Yeah,
but this is the weird thing about it. So let me ask you a question, Isaac. Do you think the Henry Cavill situation? You think it's like a money issue at this point of why he's not?
I honestly, look again. I don't know.
I know WB doesn't hate Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
I don't think
Cavill doesn't disrespect no one. Like
I don't think it's a personal thing at all, and I don't think it's a financial thing. What I am gonna assume is they saw a lot of people. They want to start up brand new. They want to go fresh, and I think they saw Henry Cavill. A lot of people didn't like how Zach made Henry. I love Henry Cavill Superman, but a lot of people didn't. My assumption, and I can only go based on a guess, is Warner Bros. Wants to move on. They want to get a new Superman. We already have the J.J. Abrams one, and wasn't there another one that was going to produce by Michael B. Jordan? So it seems like they're going. They want to start out fresh, and that's my assumption.
Well, I don't think they're going to make a black Superman like the leader of the Justice League type of thing, but I still think they're going to recast Henry Cavill. They may, if more than likely, they'll recast him and keep Clark Kent because when we saw the Peacemaker cameo, right? Yeah. I think that pretty much let us know who's going to be continuing after Flashpoint.
And who's that?
Because they kept out Ben Affleck and Cyborg for a reason. You know, Warner Brothers is not cool with Ray Fisher, so they're not going to keep promoting his likeness and his character. They're done with him. And with Ben Affleck, he's done after Flash. So that's what he says. So I think that whole roster there was them like saying, this is what's continuing. There's going to be more, but this is them saying this is what's going to continue over.
Yeah, I think the only actor that it's personal with, it's Ray Fisher. But with Ben Affleck, I do think Ben Affleck left. And he's even said this recently. It was because of the divorce. And that takes a mental toll. And I don't think he wants to work on big IPs anymore. And Henry Cavill, I don't think it's a personal thing either. I still think it's because Warner Bros. Wants to start fresh. But Ray Fisher's a whole another situation, which I rarely speak about on the channel. But yeah, that's the only one I would say it's personal.
So when do you think we'll get another Justice League movie?
probably not
Not
within
till
the
like
next
years.
first 5 years at least.
Shit.
I do think we're eventually gonna get the Justice League back, but I don't know if it's gonna. I'd say there's a 5% chance we ever get Zack Snyder to come back for part two.
Oh,
There's still a chance, but I would say it's a low chance. But if we're talking a reboot, I'd say there's a higher chance of a reboot than a Snyderverse. Although I'd rather get part two.
I think it's the next 3 years. I think they're gonna announce it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'll
think
give
it's
about
possible.
two to 3 years. Because I think they just want to build up slow again, like they should be doing to a Justice League instead of speeding it up and trying to expedite it just to catch up.
But they
Yeah,
need
I see, yeah.
they need to have one on the books.
Yeah.
They need to have one on the books so that people go, oh, I need to watch this movie and that movie. I need to watch all the DC movies so that I can know what's going on in Justice League.
And also, see, like these companies work together, right? And these fans pit them against each other. It's just so convenient that No Way Home comes out around the time when the Flash was going to happen. Like, you know, these companies, these guys are working together and stuff to, you know, create this kind of thing. But people do got to give DC his credit when they did start the multiverse thing first with the crisis situation.
well,
I understand a lot of people may have not cared about it, but it kind of already been in the multiverse already.
Yeah,
We did already have both Flashes meet.
Yeah, but here's the thing: when the CW
And this is
did
a
the
great
crisis,
offer, real quick, and just a great opportunity to give creators anybody a
Yeah, here's
chance
the thing,
to
like,
come in and do
when
whatever they want.
Polka
'Cause,
Dot
like,
Man spin-off series.
like, yeah, it's this is a great opportunity for anybody to come and do it whatever they want. You get Matt Reeves literally who wants to just do the Batman. You might have someone coming out who wants to do a Superman versus Bizarro movie. Doesn't have to be Henry Cavill, be anything. It can be R
well, here's
rated.
the thing: they're doing Bizarro on Superman and Lois right now.
Bizarro been pretty tight on that show so far.
Also, another thing I do want to bring up, I don't think Zack Snyder probably doesn't even want to go back to part two. I do think if he had the opportunity, he would do part two. But I think right now his main focus is on the Netflix movies, whether it's the Army of the Dead stuff or what's that new one?
Rebel
Moon.
Yeah, that one. I think he's more focused on that than the Snyderverse. But if there was an opportunity, he would.
He would go back to France.
Yeah, and I think that's something some Snyder fans don't really realize. I feel because at the end of the day, Zack Snyder is a filmmaker, and I think he wants to make his own films. And seeing the whole relationship with Warner Brothers and all that, I think he wants to focus on what Netflix has to offer.
Yeah, and that's the thing you gotta do. You gotta make your own, like Army of Dead, his own original IP. Rebel Moon, I mean, it's an old Star Wars script.
Trash.
You know,
It was trash.
Wait,
yeah. Look, the Army of Dead was bad, but like it's his own
like
original. That's something he has to get under his belt, his own original IP. Because directors, you gotta at least get your own original IP under your belt. Because a lot of directors do adapt stuff, but you gotta have some of your own original stuff too.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then Darkstar says Zack would only come back if there's new management at Warner Brothers. I mean, I think he would even come back even if the current management was here. It depends what they would offer, because I do think Zack Snyder. I think at this point, Zack Snyder is in a position where, hey, let me do what I want, like, or at least what he originally planned.
Yeah.
But if they're just like, oh, make this 2-hour version of part two, I don't think he would accept that, because again, he has another to offer from Netflix, and Netflix is offering him good money to make the Army of the Dead movies and the Rebel Moon movies.
I think the problem is there's no way they're going to get Ray Fisher back. And if he goes, I'm not doing the movie without Ray Fisher, then
I think the only way Ray Fisher comes back with the current management is if there's like a public apology. But I don't even know what. Like I try to avoid talking about Ray Fisher because I don't even know the behind the scenes, because we're not there. Only Ray Fisher, Hamad, and all those people, only they're there. That's actually something I don't like. So too many people, they make too many assumptions. And I do want to believe Ray, because what he's saying are serious allegations. But I do try avoiding the topic, because again, I don't know the full details.
Well, I don't think he made any serious allegations from what I read. Like, he thinks they're serious, but I don't know that they are.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. But I do know that Ray, I believe he's. Wait, wasn't Ray supposed to be?
For a while.
All right, man.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, bye, Andrew.
Yeah.
We'll probably end in like 10 minutes or so. But wasn't Ray supposed to be in the Flash movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
But
Like-
he chose to step down because Walter was part of it. Walter was totally down with him coming back. It's just he doesn't want to work on anything Walter Amada's doing. But I don't even think it's fair to blame Walter for anything because he only came in 2018.
That's
Like,
something I actually like. I don't know again what Hamada's done, but I feel like too many people forget that Hamada inherited a horrible situation with DC not knowing what to do. He came in around when Justice League came out, or I think it was somewhere around that time. But again, I do think that
came out, he came right in.
yeah, I think this year is the most crucial year in Hamada's career because he has 4 movies. They're behind his production, and if they all fail, if they're all really bad, then I do think the question needs to be asked: is should Hamada still be in his position? But I do think this year in particular is the most important year in Hamada's career, at least filmmaking.
I think as long as 3 out of these 4 movies are like great,
yeah,
fine.
yeah, and if right now he has the benefit that the Batman's coming out first, the movie that most people are hyped in. Seeing all these early reactions, they seem insanely positive. So right now he can build up momentum by having the Batman, and I do think that's a great way to start. And even if the Flash,
I wait for these reviews to come out. Honestly, I want to know what people think of it. Like,
yeah, I want to see what the Rotten Tomato score is.
Watch it be like 76%.
69%.
Something controversial happened. I think it's gonna be in like the 80s, 80 percentage.
Wrong, 100%.
100%.
Yep.
If it gets 100%, that means it surpassed even Infinity War and Endgame.
Yep. Look, I'll tell you this. I'll say like maybe 98.
I'm going in between 80s and 90s. Like that's as high as I'm going, but I'll settle with 80 something. While I don't care that much about Rotten Tomatoes, I think it's BS, but you know, I can settle for 80.
See. I think it's going to be 100. You'll see.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm gonna end off the stream.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to plug your YouTube channels, y'all can put in the link or tell people where to find y'all. But yeah, I think this is the longest stream I've ever done. We're almost at the 3-hour mark, and another hour added. We could have done an entire Snyder cut of it. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on. Y'all have a great day. And if right now y'all can take the time to plug your YouTube channel or your Twitter or whatever.
I mean, most of the people here are subscribed to me, but if you guys want to follow me, find me at sjk.sanctum. You'll find me there. I don't really like to plug that much on people's channels, but if you want to come check me out, come check me out.
And
Yeah,
what about you, Nightman?
same here. I'm on Hot Takes Tuesdays.
But before I
don't really feel like doing like a major advert for my channel, but it's a fun channel. People like lots of fun debates, and I do a lot of tier rankings and stuff like that. So
we'll be ranking gods soon.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys for coming on, and I gotta play this clip one last time.
In my mind's eye, Kenobi. Kenobi!
I really feel bad for anyone who has headphones on right now.
Nova.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.